presentation of ESPN College Football on ABC.
Great rivalries produce great memories and unforgettable images. Florida State and Miami made wide right a part of our football vocabulary, and they did it over and over again. Last year, the outcome of this great rivalry came right down to the final play. Incomplete, and Miami wins it. And tonight, for the first time in 35 years, Bobby Bowden will not be on the field coaching the Seminoles. Jim, head coach. Both sides want this victory. Florida State, Miami. It is simply one of the best rivalries ever. We welcome you to Saturday Night Football, presented by Southwest Airlines. You are looking live at Sun Life Stadium in Miami Gardens. A sellout crowd of 72,000 plus here for an ACC interstate battle. You know, no rivalry in college football can match the motion and commotion of Florida State, Miami. So brace yourself. This game is back to having national significance. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. With my partner, Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you along with us. What a day it's already been. The #1 team in the country, picked off by South Carolina. Congratulations to the Gamecock. My partner picked that game earlier today on game day. You saw something there, partner.
Well, boy, it's amazing to think that 5 or 6 weeks into the college football season, the defending national champs knocked off the perch at #1. It opens things up. Big games like this tonight now have more meaning because of the BCS standings coming up in a couple of weeks.
And Miami, Florida State, Kirk, what about the two quarterbacks?
Well, both these teams rely heavily upon the running game, and I think you're right. Both quarterbacks going to have to step up and make throws. Christian Ponder from Florida State, finally healthy. Got dinged up against Oklahoma. Feels much better. He's been managing the game, but tonight I think he's going to have to throw the ball with great success. And Ja'Cory Harris, really, it's been feast or famine for Ja'Cory. Already 8 interceptions on the year. His decision-making is something to watch tonight, and if he can make good decisions, give Miami a chance to get into rhythm, it'll be tough for the Noles to slow down the Canes and their athletic ability.
The Canes have been away from South Florida for 37 days. They are so happy to be home. Stay tuned for John Saunders from our Times Square studios for the Nissan pregame shift. Coming up next.
It's positive.
Positive?
We're gonna have a baby.
Now, when I was a little boy, at the age of 5, I had something in my pocket. There's a lot of folks alive. Now I'm a man. One, you know, baby, we can have a lot of fun. Man, I spell M.
We're gonna have a baby.
Nissan Maxima, the 4-door sports car. Innovation for daddy.
We're gonna have a baby.
Innovation for all.
Monday, All-Pro Randy Moss returns to the Vikings to team up with Brett Favre in an explosive Monday night matchup against Mark Sanchez and the first-place Jets. ESPN Monday Night Football, Vikings-Jets at 8:30.
BACCALAUREATE, baccalaureate.
Correct.
Since this competition has been continuing for 48 hours and we have yet to eliminate anyone, it is the decision of this board to declare all 20 contestants winners. You have all competed admirably.
Admirably. ADMIRABLY. Admirably.
AT&T is making high-speed internet affordable for only $14.95 a month. No home phone required. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Saving money is important, but you shouldn't have to give up a nice shopping experience to do it. So along with thousands of items on sale every day and great savings on our trusted Publix brand products, there's the friendly service we're famous for. So you'll start smiling even before you see how much you saved. Love to shop here? Love to save here. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Bill Amato, weekday mornings on Good Morning Jacksonville.
The Nissan pregame shift. Nissan, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Welcome to New York. John Saunders alongside of Jesse Palmer. After watching Alabama dismantle Florida, there was no reason to believe they couldn't march their way through the SEC to the SEC championship without a loss. They go into South Carolina today, and that man, Steve Spurrier, who has a national championship on his resume, was waiting. Steven Garcia to Alshon Jeffrey. What a great catch.
This came right after Steve Spurrier went for it on 4th and 1 from his own 35-yard line in the fourth quarter.
Marcus Lattimore takes this in to make it a 2-touchdown lead, and Alabama, #1 team in the nation, is knocked off, rushing for just 36 yards. So is Ohio State now the #1 team in the nation as they face Indiana. Terrell Pryor looks so. 60 yards to Brandon Sane.
Pryor needed a bounce-back game after a poor showing against Illinois. 334 passing yards, the 10th highest total in Ohio State history.
Some people feel the Oregon Ducks are the best team in the nation. They were taking on Washington State today. Darren Thomas drops back to throw to wide open LaMichael James, who goes 81 yards.
This is the highest scoring offense in college football. Already 529 yards of offense. LaMichael James on the wheel route.
And a battle of unbeatens in the big house. Mark D'Antonio, who's been missing since his heart attack, was back for Michigan State, watching as his team intercepted Denard Robinson 3 times.
And he was held to only 84 rushing yards as Michigan State wins the Paul Bunyan Trophy for the 3rd straight season.
Rushing the ball almost at will. We, of course, will see at halftime. Right now, let's send it back out to Brent Musburger.
John, thank you very much, and welcome everybody to Miami and Florida State. You know, one of the best entries in college football has always been the Miami Hurricanes. Remember back in days past when they were down in the Orange Bowl? Well, the Orange Bowl is no more. But as they moved north, out of the city limits, and a little bit further away from their campus in Coral Gables, they brought this grand entry right along with them. And as you look down on the field, I don't think I have ever seen more photographers at the ready on the 40-yard line for the Canes to make their entry here tonight. You would think, Mr. Herbstreit, that we were here for the Discover Orange Bowl and it was the national championship.
Oh, man, it's such a big deal in this state when Miami and Florida State get together and they're waiting for the Canes to come out of that tunnel.
Won't wait much longer. There's the hurricane warning, baby, and here they come. This has been the Nissan pregame show. Kickoff for Florida State, and Miami is coming up next from South Florida.
It's positive.
Positive.
We're gonna have a baby.
Now, when I was a little boy, at the age of 5, I had some in my pocket.
The four-door sports car.
We're gonna have a baby.
Nissan Maxima. Innovation for daddy.
You're gonna have a baby.
Innovation for all.
It says turn right. It says you like soft rock.
This says you like cool jams.
I do like cool jams.
It says you're not real. Sorry.
It says Mackenzie Allard got that exact same dress.
It says it's the second switch. All right.
AT&T feels everyone should have access on the go, so we're making mobile broadband more affordable. Introducing new smartphone data plans starting at only $15. AT&T. Rethink possible.
When it comes to energy bills, let's see how low we can go. Let's do some little things that help us save big. Add some insulation here, a little weather stripping there, maybe an Energy Star rated appliance or two. Let's save money on the things that keep saving money. That way we can turn a little energy into a lot of savings. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. We're lowering the cost of staying at room temperature with Owens Corning insulation, just $10.44 per roll.
This is the Dr. Pepper Rivalry Series, unrivaled competition.
Tip of the spear, eye of the storm, proud tribe, raging cane. 2 teams, 1 state, no love, and lots of history. Where prime time amazed, where sap dazed, where Edge, Portis, McGahee blazed. When final seconds ticked down to titles, when wide right was the distance between champions. Jimmy's swagger, Bobby's charm, Charlie's Heisman, Michael's bluster. Then becomes now for a rivalry that starts the return, that marks the revival.
And now for our rivalry recap, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. First meeting back in the early 50s. Miami upper hand as of late. They've won 8 of the last 11, and it won't seem the same without Bobby Bowden on that Seminole sideline here tonight. Now, the Noles won the toss. They deferred, and so Miami will get the ball to start this game. Right away, we see that Cooper, who is returning from an injury, is back deep, along with Clements. Dustin Hopkins, the fine field goal kicker for the Noles. And there is the return of Cooper. Line drive picked by one of the short men, and it's going to give them very good field position at the 35. Heather Cox, the 3rd member of our team. Let's check in down below with Heather.
Brent, all week long, the rumors have been swirling about the status of Miami quarterback Ja'Cory Harris. It was reported here locally that he had a torn labrum or a cartilage tear in his non-throwing shoulder. Randy Shannon said it is absolutely not true. No tears, simply bruising from the Pittsburgh game. They've also said that surgically repaired thumb has been hampering him. Shannon said that's absolutely false. Also, guys, Miami has the return of Greg Cooper, their leading rusher for the past 3 seasons, comes back tonight for the first time since opening night. Miami's offense full strength, Brent.
So both Berry and James in the backfield, and on first down, Ja'Cory Harris will take it out of bounds, picking up a couple of yards, and McDaniel forcing him out of bounds. And Herbie, here is number 12, who grew up right here in Miami, played on a fabulous high school football team at Northwestern High.
Yeah, he's got all the ability in the world. He can sometimes be his own worst enemy. Throws the ball into coverage at times. Tonight, really going to focus against his pressuring Florida State defense to put the ball where only his man can make the catch.
This is the handoff to Damian Berry, number 20, and Mr. Alexander. I've always wanted to say that name.
It's a great name.
Great Mr. Alexander makes the stat.
Something to watch tonight. Brent, you and I were talking about this before the game. Centrell Henderson gets a lot of attention. The right tackle is playing as a freshman. Tremaine Johnson starts for Orlando Franklin at left tackle. So two freshman tackles going up against the Florida State defense that leads the nation with 25 sacks.
Short drop. Incomplete. There's the flag. That's an automatic first down. Penalty is on Nigel Bradham, the junior from Crawfordsville, Florida. So Bradham interfered with the receiver, and that will move the chains for the Canes.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It looked like a pretty obvious call here. Ja'Cory Harris puts the ball out in front. Clearly, Bird is interfered with by Bradham. Miami going to that no huddle, the up tempo that gave Florida State problems back at Norman about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And Oklahoma handing Florida State their only defeat. Miami's been beaten in Columbus by Ohio State. And here is Harris taking off in a foot race. And he crosses the 30-yard line before Kendall Smith, the senior linebacker, can bring him down. Herbie, that's 29 yards.
And that is a great job by Ja'Cory Harris. They're going to go up tempo here, but a good job of recognizing the way Florida State matched up underneath with man coverage. Right away, Ja'Cory is able to recognize that and pull away. And Florida State very easily could be called for a penalty there at the end of that play.
Harris's season-long run, and there is a penalty flag. I think you saw it fly just prior to the snap, and a false start. This will go against the Canes.
Number 78, 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Jermaine Johnson, one of the freshmen that Herbie mentioned. He's a redshirt freshman. And, of course, number 77, who started tonight at right tackle, Chantrell Henderson. And he is certainly a story. Here's a man who was recruited first by USC. And when they went on probation, Herbie, take over.
Yeah, that was towards the end of that second play where the horse collar there that did not get called. But, yeah, interesting. Chantrell Henderson, amazing story, Brent.
First and 15. Berry, the running back. The left guard and the center to the 30, and Smith again.
Miami has the ability to, typically you see Miami's offense, they huddle, they take their time, kind of a pro-style approach with Mark Whipples, the offensive coordinator. And talking to him this week, they told us because of the way Oklahoma had that success that they wanted to try to throw this fastball look at the Noles to see how they've adjusted to it.
Need 12. Has time, slips a tackle on that near side. Johnson, and then down on the knee with Greg Reed making the stop for the Noles.
Well, when Florida State gets you to third down, Mark Stoops, the new defensive coordinator from Florida State, has come up with a variety of looks. And again, with 25 sacks, and there's a good look at Mark, 25 sacks on the year. They've mixed it up. They're averaging 5 sacks a game. They've got those freshman tackles that they're going to try to expose and try to give them the different looks to try to come after Ja'Cory Harris, get him out of rhythm.
2 backs preferred by Mark Whipple here early, and Mike James back on the field. Play action fake. Backs give him a little more time, still looking, and then drops it off complete for a first down. Great patience as he goes back to Aldarius Johnson.
Brent, a good call by you and seeing Mike James there with a chip to help out on the left side. But the patience right now by Ja'Cory Harris, you're seeing him take his time, whether he's buying time to throw or buying time to scramble. Early in this game, looks like Ja'Cory Harris is settling in and playing very well.
So the 2 Northwestern teammates hook up here for a couple of plays, and that has given a first and goal to Harris and the Canes. And now Berry plunges straight ahead, and nothing much doing against that Nole front. Moving up was Nick Moody from his safety position. Now, there is a man who has grown into his job with every passing year, done an outstanding job with the academics, not to mention the behavior of this football team down here. It's been remarkable to watch the growth and the maturity of the Canes. Harris fires high, almost intercepted. Reed had a shot of it at the goal line. There was pressure coming from Brandon Jenkins.
They're coming after these. They're definitely going to come after the pressure on the left-handed side, Brent. And when you bring a outside linebacker, Christian Jones, I think he occupied the big left tackle, Jermaine Johnson, and that's what freed up Brandon Jenkins. So confusion, and when you empty that backfield, you better be ready to get rid of the ball quickly. Harris did, but he just didn't have a chance to be able to complete that.
Shoe comes off. Back to the 15-yard line. That'll bring the field goal unit. Marcus White makes the stop, and he threw a shoe.
You're going to have a hard time trying to outrun this Florida State defense without your zooms on.
Well, here comes the young man, Herbie, the senior kicking specialist from Jupiter, Florida, just up the road, Matt Bosher. He's a Lou Groza and a Ray Guy candidate this year. He's hit 4 of 6 field goals this year. His long 52, so he's got plenty of leg here. As the son of the offensive coordinator puts down, pulled this one to the left. Missed it. So the drive goes awry, and Bosher misses a 32-yarder. He now is 4 of 7. When you come back, Florida State will have the ball for the first time here tonight.
Because it's a bag.
They're charging bag fees right out in the open. They're not even trying to hide it.
Bag fees in progress. Let's move. Freeze! Put those bags down!
Put your bags in the air!
You know how much you're charging for those bags?
Up to $120 round trip.
You're under arrest for attempted bag aside.
Okay, so what kind of car should I get? Definitely something with 4 doors. New or used? Used. It's gotta be black.
Now compare new and used cars and even special offers side by side.
Now that's a good deal.
So when you find the right car,
that's the one.
There won't be any doubt in your mind. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
As you rebuild your financial future, there may be times you could use a hand. But with 130 years of experience, the principal has the retirement, investment, and insurance solutions to help lighten your load. We even created a website full of ideas to help you and your financial advisor plan a better way forward. Visit AmericaRebuilds.com or ask your advisor about rebuilding with the principal.
You've never seen fast. You've never held it in your hand, then unleashed it with the fingertip. Never watched pixels whip by at 1 gigahertz and had your neurons struggle to keep up. You've never seen fast because you've never seen this. The Droid Incredible by HTC. It's nothing short of its name.
Buy a Droid Incredible with Flash and get any phone free.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Well, we are back, and you've heard about how many quarterbacks come out of the state of Texas for teams all around the country. You're looking at one right now. Number 7, Christian Ponder. Colleyville, Texas, and he hands it off on the first play of the game. Thomas, a very hard runner, Jermaine Thomas. And let's go back and talk a little bit about Ponder here, Herbie.
Well, 3-year starter is really managing the game very well since the loss against Oklahoma on the road their last 3 games. Again, Brent, he's not been healthy until tonight. He's finally been freed up. Expect him to have to throw the football a lot more, and he's up to the task. You know, he has 625 total yards in 2 career games against this Miami defense.
That basic looking 4-3 that the Canes have used since the heyday of Jimmy Johnson. Flashed outside, and a great tackle on Easterling. Easterling is hit by Brandon Harris. And it looks like Corey Harris. Is that just a cramp, Herbie, or is it...
I wonder if there might be some tightening possibly in the right side, a hip flexor maybe. But that scramble for 29 yards, a little bit out of character for Jacory. He's more of a traditional pocket quarterback. You wonder if he may tweak something. We'll have to keep an eye on that throughout this ballgame. The battle, the one-on-one battles on the perimeter, big in this game.
Hunter needs 3, incomplete, and the Noles are forced to punt. Heather, what do we hear down below about Jacory Harris?
Well, during that last possession on that 3rd and 10 attempt, Jacory Harris looked like he tweaked some part of his right hip or groin. He immediately came off the field, took a knee, actually said a prayer, crossed himself, then went straight to the training staff and asked to be stretched. And they've been working nonstop on that right groin hip flexor area. I'll keep you posted as I learn more.
Okay, thanks, Heather. And Travis Benjamin is in the game as the return man. And there are ghosts of special teams gone awry for the Miami Dolphins the other night, so hold on every time somebody does something here tonight. Benjamin forced out of bounds on that far side. Mike Harris again. He's made it several impacts already here tonight. We've got a timeout.
Well, we get along. Yeah, we really do. And there's nothing wrong with what I feel for you. We can hang around till the leaves are brown and the summer's gone.
When you're not worried about potential dangers, the world can be a far less threatening place. Take the scary out of life with Travelers Insurance and see the world in a different light.
Wouldn't it be cool if cars didn't need keys? If you could talk to them with this? If you turbocharged this little guy? If old water bottles became new seats? If you never bought another gallon of gas? Or what if cars had force fields? That would be cool. Nissan. Innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow, innovation for all.
We go to Olive Garden all the time. So sure, I already knew the salad and breadsticks were endless. But the other night, even the pasta was endless.
The never-ending pasta bowl with new sauces like our hearty Chianti 3-meat. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want for just $8.95 at Olive Garden.
The hits just keep on coming.
This might be one of those bling-bling murders.
ABC Tuesday, 10/9 Central. To solve a Detroit hip-hop star's murder.
We're gonna catch whoever did this. I work for you now.
They'll have to go behind the music.
Daddy said it was gonna get us killed.
You gotta protect your son. I got an idea, but you may not like it.
Shots fired! Officer needs assistance!
ABC's Detroit 187. All new Tuesday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Presented by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? And Dr. Pepper. There's nothing like a pepper.
If you want a good seat to watch the Miami Heat, you better hurry. LeBron James has caused an unbelievable amount of publicity for the Heat. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, Herbie. And the fans down here are so eager for the NBA season to get going and watch what they think is going to be a dream team. And here's a handoff now to Barry. Jacory Harris is out there, obviously, but a pretty basic play. And you wonder if they're going to protect him a little bit on this series.
Yeah, and Jacory, they're going to go with a hurry up here. You wonder how much he loses the mobility in the pocket awareness, just moving around against a very athletic front from Florida State.
There's Coach Whipple on the sideline. Marcus Lawrence, the head coach at the University of Massachusetts, coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, incomplete, and now this will put him in 3rd and 9, and that's Bradham, the young man who committed the foul on the first series. Not that time.
Bradham's had a great year this year for this Florida State defense. Really, you think about the defense over the last couple years with Mickey Andrews, so much man-to-man coverage. They've had to learn a whole new style with Mark Stoops, much more zone-oriented, and they've really taken to it and had a lot of success. And they're finally to the point where they're comfortable enough where they're playing much faster in that new setup.
Orlando Franklin is in at left tackle here on the second series, and they roll the pocket away to the right side of the defense and throw it incomplete. And it's going to be 3 and out for the Canes here tonight.
Great coverage downfield. Nowhere for Ja'Cory Harris to throw the football. And by Mark Whipple rolling him to the right, he gets him away from the pressure, but it also eliminates some of your options. Just had a couple receivers in that opportunity there, and both were covered very well.
Bosher, also the punter. And here is Reed. Greg Reed, a very dangerous return man. Bosher hangs it very high. This might be the role they try him at in the NFL. He really gets hang time. Up the middle's Reed. And slammed down at the 35. Telemac, the safety.
Those are the kind of hits you're going to see tonight in this game. Woo! That was a big one.
You're watching Saturday Night Football on ABC.
Are things different now that I'm not crushing quarterbacks every Sunday? Yeah, a little bit. But I still have a taste for greatness. So I love Dr. Pepper. The taste of these 23 flavors can never be equaled. Like me.
Pizza for McNabb.
I got it. Donovan. Mike? What, man? Come on, Mike, man.
Still got it.
There's nothing like a pepper. Trust me. I've sent people to the doctor.
Kowalczyk.
Emergency, Kowalczyk.
What is your emergency?
The intern forgot the donuts for the status meeting.
Bingo.
It's okay. I'm on a mission.
Professional driver, closed course.
Bang.
That's right. We put a turbo in a Sport Cross. The all-new Nissan Juke. Innovation for success, innovation for all.
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's an insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
It's all laughs and no tears on Extreme Makeover Home Edition. All new ABC Sunday.
Well, the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Jets on Monday Night Football at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And look who's back with the Vikings. Randy Moss. How much help will he give them? We'll find out. Meanwhile, Mark Sanchez and the Jets have played very well here in the early going. So it's Monday Night Football on ESPN. There's a handoff. Thomas again busts the tackle. Good strong run for about 9 yards. And now we go to Robert Flores in our Times Square studio in New York for an update.
All right, Brian, let's get a taste of what's going on the ESPN family of networks. Number 12, LSU, just got a touchdown from Jordan Jefferson. They lead number 14, Florida, 10-7. Cam Newton for the 8th-ranked Auburn Tigers has 3 rushing touchdowns. They are leading Kentucky 21-7. That game on ESPN2 and ESPN3.com.
here scoreless, 7:22 to go, and they use the up back who breaks into the open. And Lonnie Pryor with his first carry of the night.
Brent, I know you and I both love this offensive line, the athletic ability that they have, but Lonnie Pryor as a fullback is really a tailback lined up as a fullback at 6 feet, about 213 pounds. Great acceleration. I think he may have caught Miami off guard with that quick hitter right up the middle.
Telemac may have saved a touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Gain of 25 yards with that tackle. Smiley is now in, gets the carry, and check that, Lonnie Pryor. So they come back with Pryor, using him again, and Alan Bailey, who's a big-time defensive lineman, makes the stop. You know, Herbie, one of the big stories about the Noles is this veteran offensive line, okay? They come in here with 164 starts, 44 for Ryan McMahon, the senior center from Savannah, Georgia. This is a big-time offensive line.
And I love the look of the offensive line. Rick Trick, the offensive line coach, done a great job. They look athletic. They look like they play intramural basketball in the offseason.
The pistol and Thompson. Chris Thompson is the running back. Ponder fires inside the 20-yard line. And Telemac again comes up. So Von Telemac on Easterling, and Telemac is all over the field.
It's a tight window, and Christian Ponder's experience comes into play here. Also a really good move by Easterling to set this up, because he knows, Brent, when he comes into the inside, that the defensive backs, especially Telemac, are waiting there for him. So good job of not only getting separation and finding the hole and settling in, but taking the contact from Telemac and holding on to the ball for the first down.
Red zone for the Noles. 5:43 first quarter. Scoreless in South Florida. Zone blocking, cut back with Thompson. And Marcus Forston, a sophomore from Miami. And it looks like we have a penalty flag.
After the play, personal foul, number 13, defense. Personal foul, number 82, offense. Those penalties offset. Brings up the next down.
That will make Coach happy. Will.
I think they were kind of jawing at each other towards the end of the play, and the whistle blew, and Ryan Hill on one side from Miami, and Willie Halstead, a young receiver, sophomore for Florida State, kind of kept jawing and then finally started shoving each other after the whistle. Officials want to take control of this game with the emotions out there early.
Second down and 9. Play action. Comes in underneath with one of the many screens that Jimbo has. Touchdown! They come to the running back, Jermaine Thomas, for 17 yards, and they will screen all night long. In the college game, what an advantage when those linemen can slip out downfield.
But I think we'll go back and look at this, and you'll see there look to be some miscues there by Miami. There's a large opening right down the middle of that defense. Even a tight end, Relaford, was wide open down the middle.
And Dustin Hopkins adds the extra point. The Noles strike first here, the Battle of Florida. So Jermaine Thomas takes it in, Herbie, on the screen pass to put Florida State ahead. And in case you just joined us, folks, Miami missed a golden opportunity on their first drive of the game. So now they find themselves down by 7. Hopkins has the ball on the tee. Clements and Cooper are back deep. Fine kickoff. Clements fields it, a couple yards deep. He's going to come out. Can he get to the 20? No, sir. Gamble failed. Mike Harris again, and there is a penalty flag down.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 80 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Brett, there's nothing prettier than a play-action screen that works. Watch the linebackers right here off of the action right into the middle. The action right there freezes them, okay? And now you're going to have a fullback go out in the flat, which is completely fools the linebackers. But the timing of it and the blocks and the athletic ability of these offensive linemen for Florida State, exceptional. You can see the athletic ability, how they lead the convoy down the field. And, boy, Pryor going to the outside, a little pump fake, and it's wide open over the middle.
Yeah, it was a pretty play, Herbie. Patrick Hill and Mike James will now be in the backfield for the Noles. There's Hill, and the handoff is to James. James is stopped short of the 10 and then muscled back by the Noles.
The strategies Florida State has employed here early, Brent, is Corey Harris' go-to receiver, 85, Leonard Hankerson, has been taken away early in this game, and I think it's been intentionally by Mark Stoops, the defensive coordinator, spending a lot of time with double coverage, forcing Corey Harris to look elsewhere to be able to come up with some completions.
Throw out of the end zone, and they do get it to Hankerson. So his favorite target, with Parks making the save on it. Very well executed, Herbie, for the first down.
Well, that time they did a good job of bringing him from the left all the way to the right with the man coverage. Kind of a rub route there that caused a lot of confusion for Florida State's defense.
Good design by Mark Whipple, the offensive coordinator. Harris back protected. One-handed grab. What a grab by Hankerson again. A week ago, 3 touchdowns. And that victory over Clemson, and that is a pretty catch.
And at some point as a quarterback, you just say, you know what, I got to get my guy the football. What a catch.
Barry, the edge, 12 yards on the burst. And that's Christian Jones, a true freshman defender, along with Jenkins.
But now you're starting to see Miami get into a little bit of rhythm, and I think a lot of it has to do with Ja'Cory Harris taking a little bit of chance, kind of bailing out on the throw. But look at the effort and the catch by his guy. Not only the catch, but Terrence Parks lowers the boom and he holds on to the football.
Bird comes to the right. Harris says, we've got it going in the air. Let me keep. Oh, it was dropped, and Hankerson should have had that one.
A cat and mouse game going on now between the minds of Miami's staff and Florida State's defensive staff, because Miami loves to run the football. And one of the things that Florida State believes in is trying to stop the run with their front if they can. And they don't want to have to bring a safety down into that box area to help out in run support.
So Cleveland checks in as a tight end, and Johnson is also back on the field. Aldarius will come to the right side of the formation on this 2nd and 10. Keeping Hankerson in the slot. Close coverage by the Noles. Pressure coming, and a sack at the 34-yard line Marcus White, the senior from West Palm Beach, and Brandon Jenkins had the pressure.
Well, these defensive ends apply a lot of pressure, and Jenkins up to the top. Look at the get off. He gets right around Orlando Franklin. Franklin did not have a chance because of the quickness of Jenkins getting off almost right with the ball as it was snapped.
3rd and 21. In trouble again. Tried to drop it off, and that's an offensive lineman down there. Pressure was being exerted by White, who is basically unblockable.
The last 2 plays are examples of the difference between Florida State's defense the last couple years and what you're seeing this year. You know, they had 26 sacks all of 2009, and they had 25 sacks coming into tonight.
A freshman has much to learn, folks. Number 77 got whipped pretty good, and Reed goes back. Greg Reed with the fair catch signal on the Bosher punt. So there is White helping exert that pressure, and we're going to see if number 77, Herbie, can grow up in front of us here tonight.
Yeah.
Or they're going to need a tight end over there, like you pointed out earlier, running back to chip on it, because those outside rushmen are starting to get in pretty good on the quarterback.
Yeah, even with Orlando Franklin in left tackle as a senior, it's just quickness, especially at 49, Brandon Jenkins.
Jermaine Thomas in as the running back. Caught the pass for the Noles touchdown. They lead it by 7, 2.5 here to go. Play action again by Ponder. Drops it in underneath for a big first down. Bo Relford, the junior, and there's a penalty flag.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Negates a good gain.
It does, and something that I'm sure Florida State's looking at. If you're Jimbo Fisher, you knew coming into tonight, Miami's linebackers are as active as any linebackers that you're going to see. They're great athletes. They attack downhill. And what Jimbo is deciding to do right now, because they like to run the ball, mix in some play action, try to screen, try to bootleg, try to throw the ball behind the active linebackers coming downhill. Downhill, the big windows behind them between the linebackers and the safeties.
Pryor leads the way. Thomas cuts back on a beautiful hole out to the 45-yard line. Fine cut before Ray Armstrong makes the stop.
Watch the All-American left guard right here, Hudson. Watch him, how he's able to lead this way. Turns his man right exactly just enough time to give Thomas and his acceleration enough time to be able to get up there. And you know, right now, Florida State's offensive line putting on a clinic in both pass pro and also when they're trying to assert themselves up front, showing how physical they can be.
Play action again by Ponder. Steps away, shovel pass inside. Thomas down to the 40-yard line for a first down. So he made that play up on the move, and it was pretty good.
I can remember watching you and Era call games, and when Doug Flutie would be able to just kind of be a magician. He'd get out of the pocket, and he just would kind of flip the ball. You see Brett Favre do that kind of thing, and of course, as long as he's behind the line of scrimmage, he can flip it however he likes. And again, improvising, managing the game, making little decisions like that, helping Christian Ponder move the sticks tonight against this Miami defense.
Thompson now checks in as a running back. Chris Thompson, he's number 23. Not much doing.
I used to love when you and Eric called the games.
Ah, the old coach.
That was awesome.
We did some great games down here, as a matter of fact. He was in on the Florida game.
Yeah. You guys were all over the place back in those days.
First met him when he was the head coach at Northwestern before he went to Notre Dame and became a Hall of Famer.
There are a lot of
won national championships.
A lot of coaches who tell me, including my dad, who coached in that era, says Ara Parseghian, one of the greatest football minds of all time.
Yeah,
great coaches.
Wonderful coach. Second down and 10. Rush 4 stands incomplete on the jarring hit by Sean Spence. The leading tackler unloaded on Burt Reed.
you need something like that to get Miami to have a little bit of spark. This first quarter has been dominated by Florida State when it comes to the energy and the momentum of this game, despite it being played down in Miami.
I think you're right, Herbie. They needed something, and Spence, who was a teammate of Ja'Cory Harris, is on that great Northwestern team. And now we've got a timeout called by the Noles. Well, it has already been a remarkable day in college football, and the #1 team in the country, I'm sure you've heard, Alabama, goes into South Carolina and loses. Herbie, if we speculate on who's #1, it has to be Ohio State, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think Ohio State has put themselves in a position. Everybody looks back to last week's game against Illinois. Illinois went to State College today and thumped Penn State, so I think that puts that game a little bit more in perspective. And they look great today against Indiana, so I think they'll move up to #1. Oregon, I think, is a solid #2. Darren Thomas goes down today, the quarterback that I think really showed you and I a lot, and they continue to roll. A little bit slow early, but rolling now in the second half against Washington State, so they'll be the top 2. The real question for me is, how far does Alabama slide? Where do they go?
Question. I know. You can say, well, no further than 4th, but then you can say, wait a minute, there's Nebraska and Oklahoma down there, so we'll have to see how the voters decide on that. Ohio State, in case you're wondering, well, they have a big game on the road next week. Madison, Wisconsin, where they'll play the Badgers. And Chris Thompson checks in as the running back here for Ponder. Ponder slips away, throws, great, incomplete. I thought for a moment that Reed was going to hang on, but he let it get away. You know, Ponder is very athletic.
No question about that. He had 45 rushing attempts coming in, and he does enough to scramble, buys time, also does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield, and I think that's the most important thing. Knows where the line is, buys enough time, puts the ball where Reed has a chance, and a veteran receiver almost comes up with a catch of the night.
So that will bring up 4th down. And the Noles will punt it away. Sean Powell, Travis Benjamin back deep again. Now tries to pooch it, hit it a little bit harder than he wanted to, and it'll come out on the 20-yard line. So 8 seconds left in the first quarter, and since we've been talking about the BCS, get a preview of the standings Sunday night on ESPNU now. That's a week before the official rankings are exclusively unveiled on ESPN. So the BCS countdown will be on ESPNU and ESPNU High Def Sunday at 9 Eastern. Herbie, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch the U at all in the afternoon during the week. They do so much. It's unbelievable how much college information you get over there.
If you're a college football fan, then I think you have to be dialed in throughout the week. They keep you up to date on everything.
Berry on the toss. Cut back into the thick of things. And the first quarter will come to an end. So Miami threatened on the first series. It couldn't score, missed a field goal, and the Noles lead it. This presentation of Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines will return after this message and a word from our ABC station.
With Capital One's Venture Card, we get double miles on every purchase. So we earned a trip to the Grand Canyon twice as fast. We get double miles every time we use our card.
I'll take these.
No matter what we're buying.
Plus the damages.
And since double miles add up quick, we can bring the whole gang. It's hard to beat double miles.
No, we write them.
Get the Venture Card from Capital One and earn double miles on every purchase every day. Go to CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet? Oh, that's the spot.
There's a place where everything is served up fresh. Come on into Outback Steakhouse and try our juicy signature sirloin, or try it with our grilled shrimp on the barbie or golden cocoa shrimp. There's also a honey Dijon chicken and sweet potato fries, starting at just $9.95. It's always fresh in the Outback.
Daddy, the truck's here.
When you want more cargo room, Enterprise will pick you up.
We're making a playhouse.
And get you on your way to special memories.
How's it going?
Finished.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
ABC Sunday.
Stealing my vacuum bit.
It's a war of survival.
I need those bonus checks. So do I.
On Wisteria Lane.
Wow. Nobody steals a man out of my bed.
ABC's Desperate Housewives, all new Sunday, 9, 8 Central on ABC.
Want to know what's going on in your world? Get inside First Coast News. Follow us now on Twitter at FCN2Go.
This sporting event is brought to you by the 2011 Special Edition Sport Coupe Camaro. It's here and it's hot. The 2011 Special Edition Sports Coupe Camaro is now available. Loaded with 21-inch polished wheels with black accents. Sports Coupe package that includes custom stripe and badging plus a heritage plate spoiler. This special edition won't last long, so hurry in today. Now's the time to see it, drive it, own it. Exclusively at your Jacksonville area Southern Chevy dealers.
It's game time. And everyone wants to get their hands on new Crystal Game Time wings. The best wings in the game. Hard-hitting flavors and winning taste make any time game time. New Crystal Game Time wings. The meatiest, juiciest wings in the game. Hands down. Only from Crystal. Try 5 for just $3.29. Nothing like it.
Joy Purdy, weekday mornings on Good Morning Jacksonville.
Well, since 2000, Herbie, look at how close these games have been. 7 games there, decided by 4 points or less. And, of course, that was the margin last year, exactly on the 4. And stay tuned for some exciting things to happen with 9 non-offensive touchdowns scored since then. Here we go now for Miami to start the second quarter. They trail it by a touchdown. They have a 2nd down and 8 for Ja'Cory Harris. Big hole in the middle for Berry. Close to the first down. Picks up about 9. It's going to be 3rd down and short coming up here.
Ja'Cory Harris in the passing game, so much of this offense, but they have to be willing to give Damian Berry and Mike James and the rest of these backs a shot.
Can the offensive line get it for them? They do. 1st down and 10 and a good push on the left side of that offensive line that time.
It's tough sled to come up with yards against this Florida State defense. These guys are flying to the football, but by setting up the run, getting things established there, it's going to allow Ja'Cory Harris that much more time to get the play action and then hit the big home run, is what they like to do against Benjamin and also Leonard Hankerson.
Henderson's out and Johnson's at right tackle too, and incomplete. Benjamin was the intended target on the far side.
Mark Stoops showing a little bit of fire. Ja'Cory Harris now 1 for his last 11 when looking towards Travis Benjamin.
Here's your 2nd down and 10. Damian Berry. Harris deep down the middle, incomplete. Wow, I thought Benjamin had a crack at it. Rhodes was the defensive back.
Brent, I want you to keep an eye also on Leonard Hankerson. One of the few times, now when you run a levels route like this, it takes a little bit of time. But look at the opening right here that Hankerson is pulling away from coverage, and they had a little bit of a hole there. Ja'Cory Harris, after he threw it, Leonard Hankerson kind of looked over his shoulder like, arms up in the air like, man, we had him.
But it will leave them in 3rd and 10 if they don't pick up anything on that long pass. And a counter play with Berry. Fumble! Knowles, end zone. Touchdown, Nick Moody, the sophomore from Pennsylvania. There's your non-offensive touchdown. Just like we showed you with that graphic to start this quarter. Crazy things can happen, Herbie.
A good job of scooping this up and going. A little effort here by Berry, but the one thing I want to know, Brent, once Moody picks this up, good effort to bring him down, and then right there, Benjamin, does he strip the ball before he crosses the goal line? It's worth another look for sure. Because if
It's coming out.
And if the ball rolls out of the end zone, it'll be 1st and 20 Miami. First and 10 at their own 20. It's a touchback.
Great pickup, Herbie, because this is really going to send instant replay back and forth. It looks to me as he's turning that ball is coming out. Folks, what do you think at home?
And the other thing, Brent, is I think he's still in the air. I don't think his back had touched the field before the ball came out. There's a little face mask.
And of course, they can't call that.
No. But he's still up.
I want to make sure everybody understands. The officials on the field could have called face mask, but instant replay cannot. They cannot initiate a foul. So. Boy, this is tough.
Wow, that is a tough call.
That is a tough call.
Glad the boys, a couple booths over, are going, oh, I wouldn't want to make that call.
ACC officials up there taking a look at it. Great job by Benjamin. At first look, Herbie, I thought the ball was coming out when you showed that first replay.
Yeah.
But I'm inclined to go along with whatever they decide here.
Yeah. And a lot of times in those cases, they stick with the call that's on the field, no matter which way it went.
Because, it's got to be indisputable to turn something over in this situation. A great hustle by Moody. I do want to point out one other thing about this play before we leave it. Michael Harris delivered some kind of hit to jar that ball loose. Number one of the Noles is a big-time defensive back.
Sure is. Junior college player that's brought a lot of depth to the secondary. The effort there by Travis Benjamin to not give up on the play and at least try to have an attempt to strip it from behind when Moody was trying to take it to the end zone. Usually I like to see these rulings move a little quicker, but in this case,
I agree.
Boys could take the time.
I totally agree.
Take all the time they need.
Get every look.
The elbow of the ball carrier was down prior to the ball breaking the plane. We will put the ball inside the 1-yard line. First down.
So it will be 1st and goal. We'll take the 6 points off the scoreboard. It is 7-0. The Noles, but they're in a great position now to ram it in for their second touchdown. And again, that was Moody, the linebacker, who returned it all the way to the 1.
Nothing better than a goal line stand in a rivalry game. Let's see who wants it more, and you got to favor Florida State with the way this game's been going here early.
McMahon and Hudson, the center and the left guard. Pryor will be the fullback. Thomas will be the I-back. Thomas will try to swing outside, step in for the touchdown. The turnover leads to the Noles touchdown.
Love to see the quickness from Jermaine Thomas. I mean, he's healthy now, running well. Last week, he had 122 yards. Really starting to see him take over this committee and become the guy for the Seminoles. Having a good game tonight as well, but it all started because of what Moody was able to do, picking up the fumble by Damian Barry.
Adds the point. Now, watch the hit on the fumble. There. Now watch Moody. Great hands. One play later, Thomas, his second touchdown of the night. We've got a timeout.
Charging bag fees is a crime. We wouldn't do it. We'll take you over to Skylon Gate. Show you the real messed up stuff. Look at these empty gates here. Bag fees scared them all away. Oh man, must be a really bad bag fee right there. I don't mean to brag, but Southwest Airlines, we're doing it right.
We went to Germany's Nürburgring to challenge ourselves on the most demanding track in the world. With us in spirit was every great car that we'd ever competed with. The BMW M5 and the Mercedes-Benz E63. For it was their amazing abilities that pushed us to refine, improve, and ultimately develop the world's fastest production sedan. The CT CSV from Cadillac, the new standard of the world.
All-new ABC Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
We are going to spend some time together. Let's go.
No thanks.
It's the most realistic family drama of the season.
Oh!
Just know I can help people. One of the top 10 shows of the fall.
I've got this super buddy.
Oh, cool.
Fantastical, thrill pack, a lockdown hit.
I think I liked us better when we were just dysfunctional.
ABC's No Ordinary Family. All new Tuesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Florida State leads it by 14 as we check the Pacific Life game summary. Rush yards pretty even. Florida State with more passing yards there. Average yards per play, though, that favors the Noles. And on third down, they've only had 2 third downs in this game, so they picked up first downs early.
And the big turnover that doesn't show up there, that they were able to, of course, pick up the loose ball. Moody takes it close to a touchdown, and then Thomas puts it in.
Canes turn. They've been dominated ever since their first drive came up empty in this game when they missed a field goal. There's been the Noles in charge. And the golden shoe bangs it out of the end zone, and we go to Robert Flores for SportsCenter right now. Robert.
That's right, Brent. It's presented by Sprint. The Tampa Bay Rays extend their season. Former Ranger Carlos Pena, some big hits. The go-ahead homer in the 8th as Tampa defeats Texas 6-3. Game 4 is tomorrow. And South Carolina's Marcus Lattimore, 3 touchdowns as South Carolina takes down number 1 Alabama 35-21, ending the Tide's 29-game regular season winning streak.
Well, Robert, here, Florida State leads by 14, and Chantrell Henderson, the ballyhooed recruit from St. Paul, Minnesota, is back at right tackle. He's number 77, and they put a tight end over there on that side of the line. Play action, drops it off to James. James is down just short of the 20-yard line. Nothing much doing on that play.
Yeah, this Florida State defense is keyed into the attack of Miami. And just an observation, you and I have called some games this year where we've seen mobile quarterbacks in the zone read the spread look. When you have a mobile quarterback, it can open up some things for you offensively. Jacory Harris is a drop-back quarterback. If you don't have a dominant offensive line and you can't run the ball, it's tough to run this offense.
He flares one to the outside, and Berry is upended for another loss, and there is Greg Reed, number 5.
Don't get me wrong, Brent. I think you and I, you still love to see that pro-style offense in college football. There are a lot of offenses out there that run it very effectively. But tonight, it's been a mismatch in the trenches with Florida State's defensive line and front 7 owning the Miami offensive line. Again, it's early, but that's the observation that I've seen early in this game.
Canes face a 3rd and 12. Bird down at the bottom of your screen. And Harris goes toward that far side, incomplete. And out of bounds, and the Canes again forced to punt, and their fans just a touch restless.
You know, they've had more yards in their opening drive with 52 yards than they've had combined in their last 4 drives. We could say whatever we want about Miami. I'd rather look at what the job that Florida State's defense is doing. They're playing very well, definitely locked in on their keys and flying the ball.
Bosher with Greg Reed waiting. This is going to take a Miami bounce. Reed will pick it up on the hop, and he's leveled at the 29-yard line. Florida State leading it by 2 touchdowns, and they'll have the football when you come back.
It's luxury with fire in its veins. 2011 CTS Coupe from Cadillac, the new standard of the world.
Always getting attention, but some of you still don't know quack about Aflac! So I'll serve it up. If you get sick or hurt, Aflac pays you cash fast to help pay for things major medical insurance doesn't, like rent, car payments, and groceries. Aflac! Get up, it's chicken.
I know exactly what I'm getting. No menu needed.
Have you heard about our never-ending pasta bowl?
Wait a minute.
The never-ending pasta bowl with new sauces like our creamy Parmesan Portobello. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want for just $8.95 at Olive Garden.
Hey, you know it's a price on your head around here, right? $50K, easy money.
All new ABC Tuesday at 10/9 Central.
Kid's 22 years old. What's he doing with an $80,000 ride?
It's about doing what's right.
I can use a man on the inside.
I never was and I never will be on the take.
When everything's going wrong.
Shots fired!
You know, we're about to tell a woman her husband's been murdered.
Great Cops.
Man, I work for you now.
Made in Detroit. ABC's Detroit 187. All new Tuesday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Presented by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Chevrolet. And John Hancock. The future is yours.
We are back in South Florida. And Florida State leading Miami 14-0. Jermaine Thomas, the running back, behind Christian Ponder. He'll stretch the defense and a huge hole again. Dominant, cuts back, got a blocker. And coming up over the top is Colin McCarthy. Colin did a great job of coming over the blocker after the 34-yard run. Watch this.
Yeah, great job up front. And really the seal block by Realford. Brent, the tight end, allowed him to get it to the outside, but just a great job of downfield blocking by this big athletic offensive line. Pryor's down there, the fullback leading the way, and Thomas Brent almost took that one all the way to the house.
Thompson checks in as the running back. And he is thrown back that time. Regis steps in there. Jimbo Fisher calls his own plays. He has an assistant coach who has the title of offensive coordinator upstairs, but here is the man who will call every play for this team. And by the way, happy birthday, Jimbo. 45 years old today. What does he want for his birthday? He said, I'll take a victory over Miami. Second down and 10. And there is that pistol sweeping the country. The Chrysaor formation from Nevada. Drop. Incomplete. Ryan Hill was there on Willie Halstead. If we take a look at our happy birthday guy, 22 seasons. He really paid a price. 13 seasons as an offensive coordinator, 9 bowls. Helped lead Nick Saban and LSU to the 2003 National Championship. When Saban was here with the Dolphins, he attempted to bring Jimbo Fisher in as an offensive coordinator. Jimbo told him, Nick, I love working for you, but I'm very happy in the college game. I love the South. I'm going to stick with the college football game. And here he is tonight as Ponder drops it in underneath and comes right back to Halstead. And Halstead is inside the 15. And Herbie, the Noles are really taking charge here in the first half.
Confusion this time from Miami in their defense. Halstead up to the top, just comes underneath. You can see the defensive back, the corner Hill, who was supposed to be with him in man coverage, wasn't able to stay with him. He got picked up and he just fell. And once he came clean underneath, an easy read for a veteran like Ponder to pick up that first down for this Florida State offense that continues to be in rhythm here.
20 more yards. That gives Florida State, Herbie, 173 total yards to 96 for Miami. In that red zone again. Ponder comes up underneath for a couple of yards. And Lonnie Pryor with Ray Armstrong hitting him.
Florida State's offense offense is based on running the football, possession, passing game. Ponder has yet to really have any success downfield tonight, yet he continues to find open receivers underneath, challenging the linebackers and the corners when they're manned up and just running simple routes underneath, crossing routes, just trying to pick up simple throws and simple reads for Christian Ponder.
7 of 11 for 89 yards as he looks at this 2nd and 7. Here comes Thomas. Not afraid to take a defensive player on, is he? It looks like there's a penalty flag on the far side also on this play.
I think Sanders, 77's holding on to Allen Bailey right there, right in front of the ball carrier. You could hear the Miami sideline yelling, holding, holding.
Offside. Defense, number 48. Half the distance. Still 2nd down.
That's Andrew Smith, who was offside. Close, huh?
Yeah, really close.
I guess it had to have been the way he lined up down there. He didn't appear to jump the ball.
Yep.
Thomas picks his way into the end zone again. That's his 3rd touchdown of the night. Jermaine Thomas.
Thomas gets the touchdown, but my guy right here, Pryor, the fullback, keep an eye on him. What he's able to do when he comes back to this side to be able to pick up a big block on Buchanan. And I'll tell you, you love to see a running back who lines up as a fullback at 213 pounds, willing to go in there and pick up those big linebackers.
Dustin Hopkins has his 3rd extra point of the night. So the young man from Jacksonville, First Coast High School, has 3 touchdowns. And you're watching Saturday Night Football on ABC.
John Hancock, the future is yours. Visit findtheanswers.com.
The new spicy chicken sandwich, now at Chick-fil-A.
You think just because I can that I should do it? You have a duty to do it because you have a gift. Give me your hands.
What do you think happens when we die?
You wouldn't believe how it is. All I kept hearing was
what?
If you're worried about being on your own, don't be. You're not.
Hereafter, rated PG-13, October 22nd.
The power of a Duramax turbo diesel and rugged Allison transmission. Proven in the real world for more than 10 years and back for 100,000 miles. With more than 20,000 pounds behind you, shouldn't you put a trusted powertrain in front of you? Introducing the new Chevy Silverado HD, our most powerful heavy-duty ever.
ESPN Monday Night Football. Vikings Jets at 8:30.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, cue the duck. Here's Herbie's question. Florida State's lone win in 1974 was versus Miami. What current FBS head coach was the student wide receiver coach on that team?
Oh, man, 1974.
I'm saying future Hall of Famer to give you a tip.
Oh, I got it.
Hey. All right. Don't give it away. That's after the kickoff. Some of those folks out there thinking, no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not Burt Reynolds. Here we go. 21-0 now. Florida State leads it by 3. Dustin Hopkins. And needing something to happen, Greg Cooper is back deep. He's got a big leg, doesn't he? Out of the end zone. So here we are, folks. And Herbie, go ahead. Which coach was the student wide receiver on that team?
I'm going to have to say Mac Brown.
Yes, sir.
I hit it.
Yes, sir. Way to go, Herbie.
Woo. No.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Folks, you might want to dial 1-800-HERBIE and find out who's going to win tomorrow in the NFL. I mean, he starts the day this morning on game day. He's got South Carolina upsetting Alabama. Now he picks up Mac Brown. Would you recognize him in that?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. 1974.
First down and 10. Play action. Chikori, the deep middle ball. Incomplete and almost picked off back there by Terrence Parks, the safety.
Again, I can't say enough about this Florida State defense. You look at the last 3 years, they've allowed more 20-yard plays than any other team from a BCS conference. And this year, you can see what they've done. And Mark Stoops and this defense tonight, the way they're playing, wow.
What did Mark Stoops tell you about the Oklahoma debacle?
I think they just felt that they were overwhelmed. They were young. The atmosphere, the tempo of Kevin Wilson's offense that night got the best of them. They learned from it, came back and got better.
Here's Chikori coming in underneath the ball. And he picks up about 7 yards. Jimbo, of course, telling us, Herbie, that they didn't change a thing after Oklahoma. The staff had a meeting, you remember, on Sunday when they got back to Tallahassee. He talked to Mark and the rest of the assistants, and they said, now, what do we do? Do we scrimmage this week? And they looked at the tape, and they looked at it over and over, and they said, you know, just what you said, and they didn't change a thing in preparation. They kept going, and they're undefeated, of course, since then. Last 3 games have been outstanding, and again, here tonight, let's see third down with that defense can come up with. And Chikori with Johnson going down. Aldarius Johnson wrapped up by Greg Reed.
And now on the other side, everybody wants to talk about is Florida State back? Is Miami back? The one thing that's missing from this Miami team is you're at home and you're in a rivalry game and you're down by 21. Where's the fight? You're going to go for it here on 4th down. Timeout, Florida State.
Thought they could jump them quickly.
Yeah. Usually, go back to where's the leadership from Miami? Well, you imagine Warren Sapp being on this team, Benny Blades being on a team like this and being down by 21? You think they're going to accept this? You think Ed Reed's going to sit here and accept this? Where's the leadership from Miami playing in a rivalry game at home down 21?
I can hear a lot of voices.
Through the motions.
I can hear a lot of voices saying, right on, Herbie. I think I can hear Warren all the way from the East Coast. Here's Harris now.
Ja'Cory Harris, the night started early where it looked like he might have some success, but he's really been out of rhythm. And I give a lot of credit to Florida State. They've done a really good job of attacking, winning the battle up front. Miami's not been able to run the football tonight consistently, only 51 yards rushing. And in this offense, if Miami can't run enough to slow you down and make you respect the running game, it really blows up the rest of their offense, the play-action game, the one-on-one battles. And what Mark Stoops has done so far, he's taken Leonard Hankerson away with double teams, and they've won the battle in the trenches.
And you can see that the U missed a field goal, lost a fumble, which led to a touchdown. Harris has thrown for only 54 yards. Meanwhile, Jermaine Thomas dominated. So they're going to go on 4th and 1, and when you do this in this situation, folks, you got to make it. Do. Berry bangs to the 35-yard line, and Joyner tackles him there.
There's Berry showing a little bit of fight, getting up there. 4th down. Brent, you said it, pretty desperate inside your own 30. The first half, down 21. They've got to go for it. I thought it might be a sneak, but they're able to get a little bit of a push there and give Berry enough room to wiggle through for the first.
Almost picked off that screen pass. That would have been 6 for Jenkins. Brandon Jenkins coming in. The The ball was thrown a little too low.
Brent Jenkins almost makes the interception, but just assume that Jenkins doesn't make this catch. Look at the coverage. Jenkins, right, what a great athlete. Almost catches that, probably would have scored. There were 2 or 3 Florida State defenders waiting with the running back, just begging him to throw the screen.
Jeff Stoutland has to be beside himself with his offensive line. And thrown right at the first down marker. Travis Benjamin being pushed out by Joyner.
We always want to talk about what's wrong with Ja'Cory Harris or what's right with Ja'Cory Harris, but this offensive line is not giving him much of a chance. They're fortunate when they even complete a pass.
3rd down and 1. Plenty of time for Miami to get on the board here in the first half. There's the first down with James. Nice little cutback run before Mr. Alexander, senior from Texas, brings him down. This would be big, Herbie, if Miami could erase that goose egg before the end of the first half.
I agree, and there's a lot of football to be played. Miami can get back in this game, but just so far from what we've seen, it's shocking to me to see the lack of life from the Canes in this first half.
From under center, far side, got a man open, and he battles for it. Benjamin does. Travis Benjamin has been criticized by some of the coaches for not battling for the ball when it is in the air, and that time he did exactly that for 31 yards.
Well, he gets one-on-one opportunity against Greg Reed, Florida State's best defensive back, and Reed lets him just get right by him. And Ja'Cory Harris, his strength is throwing the deep ball vertically down the field to give his receivers a chance to make a play.
Confusion. James turns around and goes back to the offensive huddle. And now they're going to bring a wide receiver out. 6 on the play clock. They get it off. Harris, too high. And James was the intended target. But I'm not sure that James ever knew exactly what was going on. Let's check it down below now with Heather Cox. Heather?
Brent, as you mentioned, Travis Benjamin has been in the doghouse with Randy Shannon. Shannon called him out and said, you're responsible for 4 of Harris's 8 picks. So he said, I'll take responsibility. If the ball is coming to me, I will either knock it down or catch it. There will not be a pick tonight.
And that's exactly what he did there. This is incomplete, in and out. The hands of Chase Ford, one of the tight ends, and there was Michael Harris, who has had a good first half for the Noles.
Big 3rd down, and keep talking about the offensive tackles. I want you to watch, for the fans at home, Brandon Jenkins, who will be at the bottom, the defensive end at the bottom, how quick he's been getting off with his snap.
From the gun. Juggle, first down, 1st and goal with Hankerson. Caught the juggle before Moody saving a touchdown inside the 5.
And a little move here by Hankerson against Vince Williams, right in the middle. A little move to the outside, back to the inside, and that's exactly what he had to do to find the opening. Nice move.
And on 1st and goal, Berry can't gain any ground because of Alexander, so it will be 2nd down and goal. You know, as you see Randy Shannon over on the sideline with his arm folded, watching there with Whipple, there's a calmness about him. There's not going to be any panic with the football team. When you see a head coach over there like Shannon, Hicks is shaken up here for the Noles, and this is such an important drive for Miami, trailing by 3 touchdowns. And the player who's not on the field is Rhodes. He has been out on this drive, and that has hurt the Noles. They've gone and they've attacked that spot. He's on the bike on the far side right now.
Talking about the importance of this drive, Brent. Down 21. Obviously, you want to get on the board. Remember, Florida State deferred to start this game. They get the football to start the 2nd half. So Miami desperately needs.
And Herbie, remember that they converted that 4th and 1 on their 29. Yep. You mentioned what a gamble that was.
That's right.
And here comes Rhodes. That'll change the look of this D. 5:16 to go. Second down and goal. Berry will be the running back. Hankerson will go off to the left. And you see they'll use two backs as they have much of the night with James also there. Rolling, can he make it? Foot raise, dives for the end zone, touchdown Miami. That White who's down, he was chasing on the play. Marcus White is down over there.
It's a great call to get him to the outside. He still has the speed despite the little bit of an injury he dealt with early. He definitely got to the corner. Kind of aiming for that pylon, trying to be able to pick up the touchdown. Good call on the bootleg. Marcus White committed down. It's an aggressive defense. That bootleg misdirection, a great call.
Here's Bosher. He missed a field goal. He's missed only one extra point his entire career here at Miami. And now the Canes are back in the thick of it. Timeout.
What do you ladies got there?
Woody's apple pecan chicken salad and a baked potato.
A BLT cob and a chili.
For one price, you can pick two things.
What do you got?
This.
Oh, only one thing?
I have something else.
Now you can pick two at Wendy's. Any half-size salad and one of 7 tasty options for just $4.99.
You know when it's real.
Determination, strength, focus. At Pacific Life, when it comes to helping secure your financial future, we know what it takes to perform. Ask a financial professional about Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
25% of the world's food supply is lost to spoilage.
That's $458 billion worth every year.
On a smarter planet, we're building intelligence into physical things.
So we can know how far our foods travel.
Monitor temperature all the way to the market.
And know it got to the table fresh.
It's already happening in places like Canada, Norway, and Vietnam.
When we make food smarter, we make it safer.
That's what I'm working on.
I'm an IBMer.
Let's build a smarter planet.
Performance in Kansas. Jimmy Johnson has taken over the Chase lead, but Denny Hamlin hot on his heels, and this week the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup heads out west. The Pepsi Max 400 in California, the 4th chase race of the season. There are your top 5. What an incredible run Jimmy Johnson has been on over the last half dozen or so years. Just a remarkable, remarkable performance. Makes it look too easy, doesn't it, folks? Ball on the tee here for Bosher. He's Mr. Do Everything. Field goal. Kicks off. Punts. He's a senior. Deep kickoff. 3 yards deep, and here comes Greg Reed. A little bit of an alley and a crease. Here comes Reed exploding. Bosher wades into him and slowed him up. That probably saved a touchdown when the kicker waded into him. It was a 55-yard return.
Greg Reed is as dangerous as any return man in the country. Good blocking. Miami struggled all year in covering kickoffs, and Greg Reed's done a good job of being able to find a seam there. And you're right, the kicker, Bosher, gets in there, showing some pretty good athletic ability in space against Greg Reed.
So Jermaine Thomas, who's had a huge night, 3 touchdowns, who's your eye back. Plenty of time here for the Noles. End around now. Easterling, he's a baseball player, and he is ripped down by Alan Bailey.
Brent, I think he wanted to give that back to Ponder, little razzle-dazzle flea flicker, and then throw it downfield to Taiwan Easterling, Burt Reed. You can see right here, he wants to flip it to him, but Miami had penetration, and it was covered downfield anyway. Thomas gives it up. Easterling trying to flip it back to Ponder, but good job that time by Miami's defense.
8-yard loss. Second down. Here comes Thomas. Only got a couple. Telemac makes the stop as we check in down below with Heather Cox.
Well, this Miami D-line has been challenged by its coach, Rick Petrie. He was frustrated and vocal about it. It was a mix of X's and O's and tough love motivation, telling his guys, you're playing scared. Do not lay down to these guys. This is our house. Then he had to get off the black. Don't go backwards. Show some fight. Certainly a challenge, please.
I like to hear that, Heather.
44. Late hit. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's McCarthy on the late hit.
As long as it's within the rules, right? Don't back up, show some fight, but do it within the whistle. Let's not get a 15-yard penalty. Just when it looked like Miami might pick a little bit of momentum up. Touchdown by Ja'Cory Harris, big drive. Big return by Greg Reed, and now a 15-yard penalty. A little bit of a push there on Rodney Hudson. Maybe Hudson a little bit of an acting job there, falling back. But still, you got to keep your cool after the whistle.
First down and 10. Here's a handoff. Thomas. A little cutback runner in the hole, isn't he? And Armstrong makes the stop.
After that significant loss on 1st and 10 with a 21-7 lead, they ran the ball in second down. You almost kind of had a feeling that, you know what, they're going to work a little bit of clock, get into a third down situation, maybe punt Miami, pin them back deep, but they pick up the 15-yard penalty. Now they're deeper into Miami territory. Now instead of thinking about, hey, let's go up 21-7 at half, now they're thinking, let's get more points.
Van Dyke checks in. He's at the bottom of your screen as a corner. It means that Brandon Harris will be the nickelback. Brandon has a slot man toward the top of your formation. Little handoff. And another loss. McCarthy cleans it up after Armstrong penetrates.
Boy, great job of getting penetration. When you get penetration against an outside zone play, McCarthy fighting through his block, you can see that it allows the defensive backs, in this case Ray Armstrong comes up, but it started on the outside by McCarthy, kind of setting the edge, beating his tight end, and the rest of the Miami defense is able to come in and chase him down.
Jimbo Fisher sends in number 84, Rodney Smith. Very tall wide receiver coming to the bottom of your screen, matched against Van Dyke. Third down and 12. Under back over the middle, high and caught for a first down at the 20-yard line. Burt Reed, right man, right place.
You're right. Thompson, 23, watch him out of the backfield, because that's who Ponder's trying to get the ball to. Goes off of his hands and right into the hands of Reed for the first down. Things are falling your way. They're falling your way here in the first half.
First down and 10 at the red zone, and knocking on the door again, the Noles. And Thompson is tripped up by Sean Spence, the leading tackler on this Hurricane team, number 31. He's had some big games over the last month. What a road trip these guys were on. After going up to Columbus and losing, they had to go into Pittsburgh, came away with a win. Then you would have thought that they would have a conference opener down here, but no, they had to go to Clemson. away with the win, and finally, after 37 days, back home. Second down and 15. Thompson into the middle of the defense. That's Buchanan.
Brent, watch the left guard, Hudson. Just watch the offensive line on the left side. Take that double team and drive it into the linebacker. Just get the great push. Hudson, Dadko, the left side of that offensive line, textbook. So refreshing to see an offensive line come off the ball and run downhill instead of running sideways with all these offensive lines across the country. These boys come off the ball.
Herbie, we get word that next week, game day, will be headed to Madison, Wisconsin, and you and I will be calling the #1 team we think, Ohio State, will go in and play the Wisconsin Badgers, of course, with Alabama losing today. But let me take you back historically, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember the Buckeyes going into Madison with some really good teams back through the years, and they've had trouble.
Well, since Jim Tressel's been the head coach at Ohio State, the games that they have gone up to Madison, they're averaging 16 points a game. It's a night game. The atmosphere always conducive for an upset, and whatever it is about Madison, I can tell you from my days of being in school, whatever it is, it's just one of those two sets of teams that when they show up to play, the game is at Camp Randall, it's always a war and a fourth quarter game where you're holding on for dear life to both teams.
And that'll be on ESPN, 7 p.m., and they work an end-around play here with Reed, and up for it, the Canes, and that is Spence, number 31. Again, what a fine-looking football player number 31 is.
It's just nice to see him healthy this year. Last year, his sophomore year, battling through some injuries. Looks like Burt Reed's limping off there. But yeah, Sean Spence, Brent, freshman year, huge year. And then last year, kind of slowed down. But you're right, he's had a great year this year in his junior season.
So as we look ahead to tomorrow, there will be a shakeup at the top. The writers poll, the Associated Press, and of course the question that everybody is talking about tonight is how far will Alabama fall? Oregon is expected to move to number 2, and then would you put Boise State 3? I mean, everybody's going to have an opinion, and let the debate be. Herbie, you vote.
I do vote in the AP. Can you go ahead and fill out my AP ballot? I'm going to move Ohio State to 1. I'm going to move Oregon to 2. I'll move Boise up to 3.
I'd put Alabama next, but I understand there's an argument for Oklahoma, Nebraska, TCU too.
The real debate is, well, we'll get into it after this.
Here comes the field goal attempt now by Dustin Hopkins. This will be a 38-yarder. He's from that left hash. Long enough. Got it. 24-7 in. Hopkins said, please don't put me in that wide right situation against these guys.
At least in this case, it gives them a bigger lead. But special teams always a factor when these two teams get together. That just barely hangs on.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah. But, you bring up a good point. You could very easily, I agree, put Alabama at 3. Think about what they've done on the road at Arkansas, Florida at home, at South Carolina, 3 tough games. And you can make the argument Alabama's probably a better team than Boise, a better team than TCU. You can make that argument. But at some point, isn't there supposed to be some kind of penalty for losing a game? And I'm not saying they should drop down to 7, 8, or 9. But it depends on how you personally view your poll. But you're right. I could see Alabama at 3, and I could see Alabama maybe behind TCU, Boise, Nebraska, and Oklahoma.
Exactly. Well, the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier, with his biggest win yet at South Carolina.
And the thing that he did at Arkansas did not do as they kept fighting. Alabama, to their credit, came back strong in the second half. And Steve Spurrier, instead of just trying to hold on with the lead, he kept attacking offensively. How about the speed option down inside the 3-yard line with Garcia getting it to Lattimore for that touchdown? That was a big call.
24-7, Florida State leading Miami in the last minute 48 here of the first half. Sellout crowd on hand. What a strong leg he has. And we'll remind everybody that millions of folks watch the family go from ordinary to extraordinary. And that adventure is just beginning. The new super-powered series, ABC's No Ordinary Family, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC. And I believe we've got a penalty here. ACC referee has it sorted out.
Big call there. Miami, plenty of time with a veteran quarterback. 1 timeout remaining. In college football, of course, out of bounds, first downs, clock stops. Ja'Cory Harris could still manage to move this ball down the field, maybe get in field goal range, maybe, who knows, maybe score a touchdown.
Jimbo's option over there, and you can see, talking to the side judge, made up
During
his
the
mind.
kick, there was holding by the receiving team, number 20. That penalty is declined. First down.
Decline the holding call.
Interesting. I wonder if the option was to kick
it over? Maybe that'd be the only reason.
Yeah, that would be the only thing that I could think of with the situation. So it is first down and 10 here. And here comes Berry.
Ja'Cory, who's a calm, cool customer, needs to have a little bit of urgency here with this offensive line and the rest of this offense, because there are points to be had if they get going here.
Steps up in the pocket, incomplete, and there is Michael Harris again. Number 1 is a hammer.
He sure is.
Berry, the running back, down.
Brent, look at the defensive lines get off. This Brandon Jenkins again. It's almost like he knows he is timing the snap count almost every time. Miami might want to consider mixing up the snap count. If they're going on just a center snap, he might want to go with a freeze. But boy, Harris again, right in the grill of a Miami offensive player.
And Herbie, let's go to Robert Flores in New York for an update.
All right, Brent. Time for an AT&T All-American Player of the Week update. South Carolina's Stephen Garcia has 201 yards, 3 touchdowns as South Carolina beats a #1 ranked team for the first time in school history, 35-21 over Alabama. Text vote to 345-345 to take part and for a chance at a trip to the national championship. Brent.
All right, Robert, and here you can see woozy Damian Berry will come over to the sideline, and the 19-game winning streak is snapped. Their last loss was to Utah in the Sugar Bowl. And South Carolina, as Robert told you, their first ever win over #1 was Stephen Garcia leading the way. Herbie, South Carolina beat Kentucky in basketball when they were #1.
Yep.
And then when they won the national championship in baseball, they beat the #1 team.
Yep. Yeah,
there can't be too many schools have done that.
Oh, pretty good year. Trifecta.
I can think of only Florida might have done it. I don't know what they did in baseball. They certainly did it basketball and football one year because they beat Ohio State in the national championship game. So we get confirmation that it was Florida. And there is the pitch for the first down to LaRon Byrd.
Well, that time they got Marcus White. They're going to decline the penalty. It's offsides on the left end. Marcus White. They're jumping the snap
Offside.
count.
Defense, number 93. That penalty is declined. Result of the play. First down.
I think it was 98, but he called it on 93. Dawkins. The defensive ends are just trying to guess. They're taking a chance at trying to time up the snap from the center, Tyler Horn. They've been pretty good so far, but that time it caught him.
About a minute. A little over a minute left here for Ja'Cory. And the Canes coming down the near side incomplete.
Well, this is where, in this case, the pressure falls on the offensive line to be able to take care of Ja'Cory Harris and give him the time that he needs. And then on the outside, you're manned up. And you've grown up, a lot of these cases, these guys played with each other since they were in Little League, middle school, and high school. They know each other from the different summer camps that they've played in together. You've got to beat your guy one-on-one. Beat your man and give Ja'Cory Harris a man, get separation, give him someone to throw to.
Second down and 10. See if they can find Hankerson with the long ball. And very content here. And the crowd will not like this call. Kendall Smith makes the stop on James.
And a great call here, taking a little bit of a guess, trying to bring the pressure. And by the handoff, Kendall Smith does a good job of sniffing that out. They did not fool the Florida State defense. They were ready for that misdirection.
Now you're on a 3rd and 16 with a half minute to go. Down 24-7. Got the first down. The clock quickly stops on the play. They go to the tight end, Ford. They've got to hurry up. They've got that one timeout in their pocket. There's still enough time for them to attempt a field goal or a quick strike touchdown. But here's where they need that sense of urgency.
They've wasted 10 seconds.
Going deep near side. Benjamin might have been interfered with. There's no flag. Rhodes was there. It was close down here. Take a look at this.
Brent, I think, watch his head. He never finds the football. That is pass interference. If a defensive back in college football doesn't attempt to look back and find the football, they're going to call pass interference. That should have been called.
And the field judge looking right at it really has got to make that call. You know, we can second guess that one. That was definitely pass interference. It looked it to the naked eye, and on that replay, Herbie, you were 100% right. Here comes Shakori, back down high, a little bit high on that throw. And now they're left with 5 seconds, and Moody, the defensive back. Coming up, of course, on the Northwestern Mutual halftime report, John and Jesse will have all the day's big highlights for you and all the stories from around the country. Michigan State hands Michigan its first loss. They'll tell you all about that. You'll see the highlights.
With 5 seconds here, he's going to try to, either the Hail Mary off to the right or try to get something as quick as they can and get out of bounds.
This one in the first half.
He's across the line.
Time is out. And listen, he's grabbing that groin. Remember, early in this game, he was lit up a couple of times. One on a run.
It was an illegal forward pass by number 12 of the offense.
He had the exact same limp.
The half is over.
Week 2 against Ohio State. Wonder if this has been somewhat of a lingering injury for him. He had the exact same limp after they played Ohio State in the second half. He's definitely across the line. But after he throws it, he kind of grabs his groin. I'm starting to wonder if this has been something that's been bothering him for the entire year. Right there.
Yeah, let's find out more. Let's go to Heather now with Randy Shannon.
Brent, thanks so much. Coach, obvious concern. Your quarterback grabbed his groin for the second time in this half. What is your biggest concern there?
Well, right now, we're not doing anything offensively and defensively. We turn the ball over on offense to give them a short field, and defensively, we're not tackling. They're doing a great job at Florida State. We got to go in, correct the guys as coaches, and come out in the second half ready to play.
Coach, are you seeing the fight and the emotion that you need to see out of your team so far?
Well, I think it's emotions get to this game. Guys get away from their technique and things that we're teaching them. And now it's time for us to go in the locker room and see what we made up in the second half.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Heather, thank you very much. And we remind you to stay tuned for the Northwestern Mutual halftime report. John Saunders and Jesse Palmer will be coming up right after this. Florida State dominating here now.
Series, unrivaled competition. Back to Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines.
With Kirk Herbstreit and Heather Cox, I'm Brent Musburgers. We welcome you back to the second half of what has been a Seminole party here tonight in South Florida. Florida State leading Miami 24-7, and they have dominated the game, if you will, so far, Herbie. So we will see if the Canes can turn it around a little bit emotionally, and of course the condition of the quarterback will be a factor.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Of course, Florida State deferred in the first half. They start the second half with the football, and the way this thing has been going, Florida State, red zone opportunities 4 for 4. So when they move the ball, they're capitalizing on their chances. 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
So Bosher puts the ball on the tee. Fielded at the 10 by Greg Reed. Reed on a cutback. And he is out to the 32-yard line as we take a look at tonight's Southwest Airlines playbook. And a game, well, it sort of turned on this Noles defense here in the early going, Herbie.
Yeah, I think they set the tone, and they've been playing well all night. Big physical hits. Moody picks up this fumble. Looked like he scored, but he was down at the 1-yard line. Jermaine Thomas has had a great night tonight, catching this screen, getting into the end zone, also showing the speed, getting it to the edge, to the outside. So Florida State having their way with this Miami defense and controlling things with a very balanced attack.
Play action. Ponder fires incomplete. Monty Pryor, the intended target, as we take a look at the Pacific Life game summary. And just to follow up on the storylines of the first half, in case you joined the game, there are the 3 touchdowns Jermaine scored that Herbie mentioned to you, 2 rushing and 1 receiving, and the defense forcing the fumble. Now for Miami, that was the first lost fumble of the season, and they missed a field goal on their first drive. Thompson is now the running back out of the pistol. Hand off to him quickly to the hole, and he scoots free at midfield in a foot race. And he will be brought down from behind on the 25-yard line by Ryan Hill, the senior from Tallahassee, saving 6.
There's that zone play again. Miami trying to get penetration with Marcus Forston, but it was division in the cutback this time by the sophomore Chris Thompson. Good job of using his eyes and seeing that the play looked like the momentum was going to the left, but he saw the cutback seam back to the right, picks up huge yards for the Noles to set the tone here in the second half.
45 yards for Thompson, and now it's 129 rushing yards for the Noles. That big offensive line. And there's Jermaine Thomas rustled to the ground.
I think a lot of people talked about this offensive line all year, Brent. So many experienced players coming back, but the way they played against Oklahoma, I think, set them back in the perception of how dominant they could be back. And of course, they played BYU and Wake Forest and Virginia. Tonight's a different deal. Taking on this Miami defensive line and the linebackers and the speed, if they keep playing the way they did in the first half, I think you really have to tip your cap.
There's the rushing total. You can see what Oklahoma did to this offensive line in this team, and already they've hit 130 here tonight against the Canes. Play action fake. Ponder on the move. And right at the first down marker again is Relaford, the tight end, hit by Telemac. Telemac has been the outstanding tackler as far as the Canes are considered here tonight. He and Spence have done a lot of the heavy lifting.
When they run the football, it gets back to what Christian Ponder has been doing all season, and that's just play action, possession, ball control offense. The bootleg comes off it. Relaford slips off to Allen Bailey. Very good athlete who continues to get better. He didn't really come out for football until his junior year in high school. He's more of a hoopster. But you can see he feels comfortable and makes that catch and gets upfield for that first down.
You can see what Jimbo Fisher has brought to this Florida State team. And Herbie, you mentioned it. Brings in Mark Stoops, and it was expensive to hire him away from his brother out in Arizona. Makes him the defensive coordinator. And he has brought a spark back to the Noles defense. Now there is Mark. Jimbo Fisher, like head coaches before him, well, like Dick Vermeil, when they become head coaches, they call their own plays. They're in charge. They want to know what's going on. And when you go watch a practice with the Noles, you'll see Jimbo paying attention to the offense and Mark, of course, with the defense.
That was an important hire. You lose Mickey Andrews, you take over the head coach. You need to find a defensive mind who you trust to be able to be in charge of that side of the ball.
So here's 3rd and 1. Using the fullback right straight ahead. Breaks a tackle, going to the end zone. Lonnie Pryor scores 6. He's from just up the road. Okeechobee, Florida.
I love Lonnie Pryor. And I also love this offensive line. Look at the right side this time. The big center, McMahon, Spurlock, Sanders, the right tackle. They get a great push. And I think every time they've called that play, they've caught Miami off guard. They think they're going to the outside on either an outside zone play or a toss sweep. And it's Pryor surprising them with his speed right up the middle of that defense.
Tacking on another extra point. So Dustin Hopkins has been perfect. In fact, firing on all cylinders. And the Noles with a 31-7 lead.
Because it's a bag.
They're charging bag fees right out in the open. They're not even trying to hide it.
Bag fees in progress. Let's move.
Put those bags down! Put your bags in the air!
You know how much you're charging for those bags?
Up to $120 round trip.
You're under arrest for attempted bag aside.
Does this get good gas mileage?
Yeah. It's a pretty big deal. Sandwich lady, 2 o'clock. Oh, hey.
$5.50.
Actually, we're all good today, sandwich lady. We love your chicken sandwiches, but Taco Bell's got chicken flatbread sandwiches for under $1. So...
$5.50.
No, $5.50. Under $1. You don't scare me.
It's under $1, and not everyone's happy about it. The new chicken flatbread sandwich. Warm flatbread, flame-grilled chicken, and melty cheese. Only at Taco Bell. Why pay more?
An accident doesn't have to slow you down. From new car replacement and guaranteed repairs to accident forgiveness, we do all we can to help you move on. Liberty Mutual Auto Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
You want to know how you win a rivalry game? You win the battle in the trenches. And starts up front with this offensive line. Look at the technique, not just the explosion, Brent, but the communication, getting up to the second level, picking up the linebacker, McCarthy. Just a great job. And again, Pryor with his acceleration and quickness. Quick touchdown here to start this opening drive of the second half.
And Herbie out west, Stanford has taken a 21-14 lead on USC. That one is late in the third quarter. Here we still have 12:33 to go, but somebody or something has to spark these Canes. Lifeless right now. Take a knee, and Heather, I see that Ja'Cory Harris has his helmet on. What's the situation?
Indeed, Ja'Cory Harris is going to try to give it a go. He was one of the last Miami players out of the locker room. He walked out very slowly, went right to a ball, picked it up, and worked on his drop step passes, and just to see if that footwork would work with the groin. But again, he is moving quite slowly. Now, on the other side of the ball, Jimbo Fisher reminded me that since he's a kid, he's been watching this rivalry, and he knows if he's ever learned anything, that it's never over. So as you saw in that last series, he vowed to stay aggressive. One thing you might see that's a little bit different, he wants to spread the ball a little bit more, try to stay as diverse as they can, and just keep attacking. He said, I know we need more points to win this one.
And it looks like that they're going back to kick again. offside on the kick. Coach won't like that.
I like what Heather said about Jimbo Fisher seen this rivalry before and how quick things can change. And he wants to keep attacking even with a 24-7 lead. And if you looked at that opening drive, it's exactly what Florida State did.
Dustin Hopkins, who will put the ball on the tee. Good-looking kicker. And another Texas athlete who has come to Tallahassee. The man with the golden shoe is from Houston. Must be the shoes. One of the great 200-meter runners that I ever covered was Michael Johnson. And showed his form in the Atlanta Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
He could have a little flying going.
No doubt about that.
This one's returnable. From the 10-yard line, it is Cooper. And Cooper out of bounds around the 30, and that's Greg Reed over there. A lot of these youngsters that you see have played with and against each other down in high schools down here in Florida. There's a lot of friends and a lot of rivals in a game like this. They know each other very, very well.
If you're a Miami fan, Brent, I think going back to your point earlier about they need a spark, I think you could really say that for the entire game. And the most disappointing thing is not just to score, but just to see how this team has been lifeless for 3 quarters. Working in our 3rd quarter now, they've just kind of been out there trying to execute the best they can without any fire at all.
Well, let's see what number 12 can come up with here. First down. Shuttle pass inside to Berry. And Bradham is right there making the tackle.
You know, it's not just the speed of Florida State. They are on the underneath routes. They're taking away the easy throws. They're taking away. They're just well schooled. It's a game, but it's a good job of improvising there by Jacory.
Incomplete. That was good defense by Rhodes. Remember, he was out for a time on a series, and Miami moved the ball on them.
What a tall, rangy corner. Look at him break on his football and get his left hand right in front of Leonard Hankerson. Leaving Rhodes on an island that time against Hankerson, and he delivers, makes a great play. You can see the extension there. 6'1", about 210 pounds from Miami. But he is a good-looking corner on the other side of Greg Reed.
Third down and 6. Jacory Harris from the gun. Fires downfield to Hankerson for the first down. Near midfield.
Brent, great job here by Leonard Hankerson getting into the middle of the defense, but then coming back, working himself back to the ball to keep the safety, Jenna Jay, away from having a chance to make a play on the ball. Good experience there coming through for Leonard.
Harris has thrown for 161. Picks it back up, throws in underneath, and a jarring hit on LaRon Byrd by Alexander.
Got a player down, but Mr. Alexander right here lowers the boom. I don't even know if Byrd felt or saw him coming. We got a Florida State player down.
Yeah, it's possible that he got injured.
Yeah, I wonder if that may be Rhodes. He was involved. Yeah, it looks like it may be Rhodes involved in that contact there.
There's Rhodes again being helped off to the sideline. Now, the last time he was out of the game, Jacory Harris, led by his offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, they went to work on that side.
LaMarcus Joyner is a freshman that they'll insert, and he was a young man out of St. Thomas Aquinas, a great high school football program, and has a lot of upside, the most highly touted corner last year in high school football.
Here he is. He's got his hands full now. 2nd down and 1. Harris looks back underneath for the first down to Hankerson. And Hankerson closes in on the 25, and Kendall Smith makes the stop.
It's rare to see Leonard Hankerson get lost in coverage, but this time, instead of getting downfield, he just kind of sat as an outlet in a check down for Ja'Cory Harris. You almost wonder if it was a design play to have him just sit down underneath and let the underneath coverage fall back deeper into coverage, and Hankerson was all alone underneath. It shows what he can do with the ball after he makes the catch at 6'3", 205 pounds.
Took a handoff and buried, breaks through, touchdown Miami. That perhaps is the lift they're looking for.
It could be. Big drive there to give them, like you said, a little bit of life, give them a belief that they can come back and win this game. Really a great run by Barry, Brent, but a poor effort by Greg Reed, the corner who had a free shot at Barry and just kind of whiffed on him. Barry's the one guy that has shown some life tonight, you know it?
Yes, indeed. Washer adds the extra point. 31-14. 10.5 minutes. The Ivers trying to fire everybody out. Trying to keep the Canes in it.
Okay, listen up. You want to know what it takes to have a big built Ford tough event? Well, you got to have these bad boys. Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling trucks, 33 years running. They haul more, they tow more, and do more than other trucks. And now you save more. On F-150, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another $1,000 toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth. Talk about your payload. Hurry to the Built Ford Tough event before these bad boys are gone.
Thanks to the Venture Card from Capital One, we get double miles on every purchase. So we earned an LA getaway twice as fast. We get double miles every time we use our card, no matter what we're buying. And since double miles add up quick, Roman, get up! We can bring the whole gang. It's hard to beat double miles.
Whoa, he's on the list.
But we're with him.
Get the Venture Card from Capital One and earn double miles on every purchase every day. Go to CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet?
We go to Olive Garden all the time. So sure, I already knew the salad and breadsticks were endless. But the other night, even the pasta was endless.
The never-ending pasta bowl with new sauces like our hearty Chianti 3-meat. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want for just $8.95 at Olive Garden.
This is data. Data generated from an electrical grid. From wires, streets, businesses, homes. When you can harness data, you can do things you couldn't do before. Prepare for alternative energy sources. Accelerate the adoption of electric vehicles. Help prevent blackouts. See the data from energy usage as it happens, and you can do what they're doing in places like California and build a smarter energy system. Let's build a smarter planet.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Pacific Life. For insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life. The power to help you succeed. And the new Ford Fiesta. It's a pretty big deal.
Well, here it is, 31-14. The Seminoles leading the Hurricanes. Out west, USC has just tied Stanford at 21 with about a minute to go in that game in the third quarter. And the Ivers is hoping that the Canes can keep it going after that touchdown drive. Bosher with the ball on the tee, and the Noles will like to come right back. Now, remember what Jimbo Fisher told Heather Cox. He was going to keep attacking. Even though he's got a big lead here, he knows that the Canes can score in bunches. So here we go. Drills one deep. Greg Reed's got it at the one coming out. Terrific return man, and the Canes light him up. Short of the 20-yard line. And there is some needed aggression on the part of Miami. That touchdown drive turned him around a little bit.
Brent, I think think you're right. And a big block here by Gordon on the linebacker, which really set the running back Barry free. But what I'd love to see is Hankerson, the All-American receiver, coming down and picking up a big block on the safety Parks. Poor effort there by Greg Reed. He didn't want anything to do with Barry to try to bring him down. Greg Reed's got to try to make a better effort there in the open field.
Now let's see what the Miami defense can come up with in this game. Under fire against this offensive line. Jermaine Thomas, who's been the dominant back, will be the running back for the Noles. That familiar 4-3, very basic. And they start it one way and come back with Ponder the other way. A beautifully designed play, Easterling to midfield. So the defense was flowing. What a great call by Jimbo. He took everybody in one direction, came back with Ponder.
Absolutely, Brent. Look at the flow of the defense. They're expecting a conservative approach with the big lead. 1st and 10, play action, naked, throws it back to the backside, and Easterling sits in there. And a good throw by Christian Ponder, but it's all the call there by Jimbo Fisher, maintaining that aggressive outlook.
Remember, Jimbo Fisher was the offensive coordinator when Nick Saban won a national championship with LSU. And he had a chance to come here with the Dolphins as the play caller, and you can see why Nick Saban wanted him. 1st down and 10. Ponder can't pick up receiver, takes off, and makes the most of a tough play as we check in with Robert Flores in New York. Robert?
Brent, so far this week, 4 undefeated teams have fallen. 2 more are in tight ball games right now on the ESPN family of networks. Number 12, LSU, undefeated, up 5 on Florida. Number 8, Auburn, tied with Kentucky, 4:26 to go. Cam Newton, 4 touchdowns so far for the Tigers. Brent.
That would be a shocker, Robert, if Kentucky can finish that one off, but they are at home. Now they're still here for the Noles. And a play fake by Ponder, and he's picking up Easterling for a 1st and 10. And they're at the Canes 36-yard line. What an impressive drive after that touchdown. They're coming right back down the field. They're taking advantage of Miami's aggressiveness.
Yeah, we're going to shoe down, a sock down, man down. Brent, I love Easterling. He just fits perfectly into Jimbo Fisher's offense with as much as they like to run the football and as much as they want Christian Ponder to just try to find openings in his zone defense. Boy, Easterling does a good job of just sitting in the holes and finding the openings.
Spare sock down there, I think, in the field. And Thomas is brought down.
You know, by calling those 1st and 10 play action, there it is. Those play action bootlegs and the nakeds. Again, it's an aggressive defense trying to pin their ears back and kind of get the football back to Ja'Cory Harris. That slows them down. And then you can get back to running the zone play and doing what you do best. But just by little things like that, aggressive play calling on 1st and 10, it sets the tone.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 9 coming up here. Incomplete. Halstead was the intended target that time. Van Dyke was over there, the defensive back.
Big 3rd down. See if Miami tries to bring pressure. Something that they've been able to do a good job of throughout most of this season is 3rd down. Get into a quarterback's face, and there's never a time this year that they've needed pressure more than right now. Got to take away the easy throws underneath.
Ponder straight back. Goes for the home run. Triple coverage. Intercepted. Intercepted by Telemac. Von Telemac. They were trying to get to Burt Reed, but I'll tell you, that was a little bit overly dangerous. There were 3 defensive backs back there when he chucked it.
And Brett, you're trying to get the ball to Reed with his speed, and he's lined up with Sean Spence, who's trying to stay with him vertically. Linebacker against the receiver, you'd think you have some chance, and Line does a good job of holding off the pressure. But you're right. He tries to get beyond Reed, but in order to get the throw in, he had to put a little bit of air underneath it. And to do that, it gave Telemac all he needed to be able to come over and make that big play. But the Canes now have the ball, but they're on their own 2-yard line.
Yeah, very difficult now for a play caller. And Nick Moody has returned to that secondary. direction. They're going to throw out. And they've got it. 1st and 10. And that is Benjamin. Rhodes, the defensive back. And so Whipple doesn't hesitate. He has Ja'Cory Harris come up firing from his own end zone.
Boy, that is big. Where you have a quarterback that's a little ginger, doesn't have a lot of mobility. You need to get away from your own end zone. Gutsy call that time by Whipple, and the Canes are able to execute the offense.
Plenty of time remaining here for Miami. 7:40 in the 3rd quarter. Come back with the run at Berry. Berry sprints free. And he picks up a 1st down before Moody can make the stop. And now it is the Canes who are taking it to the Knolls.
Harold Gunn, the left guard, getting off the line quick, picks up a little double team, and then he gets up to the linebackers, showing a little bit of what Florida State's been doing. This time they do it to the Knolls defense.
In the box. And Berry still picks up 9 yards with that effort before Moody can bring him down. Herbie has outgained Florida State, believe it or not, now with that run, 311 to 305 yards.
Well, if there's any player that understands what this rivalry is about that's wearing orange tonight, it's number 20. He is playing hard.
Mike James replaces him right now. Here he comes. He picks up the 1st down. Now it is the Miami offensive line that is starting to take it to him.
Probably really the first time we've seen the offensive line be the aggressor, coming after the front four and even getting up to the linebackers when they're running the football. This time they go with the empty set.
Redshirt freshman is a right tackle. That's Johnson. There's a penalty flag. That could be holding. And with that bad groin, slides across the 1st down marker. And the young man in a great deal of pain with that groin injury that we've been reporting. And it becomes a question as to whether or not he can continue right now.
Holding. Offense, number 66. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Brent, like I said earlier, I think this injury is something that has been hanging around for Ja'Cory since that Ohio State game where he had a similar limp to him and not a threat at all when he breaks away from the pressure. But the holding call puts him way back in a big hole.
Greg Cooper is off the bench as the running back. And here comes Cooper. Helmet comes off. And there's a penalty flag. And over on the side, that was Joyner. There's a shoe at the 31. A helmet at the 34. We got shoes coming off all over the place.
Personal foul. Defense, number 20. Right hit. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Hey, Brent, I think when Cooper came into this lineup, and look at the effort here, look at the speed to the outside. There's the late hit by Joyner that was questionable, but they did call it. Cooper's insertion, it woke up not only the offense, but the entire stadium is excited to see Greg Cooper back in the lineup.
Here he comes. Breaking a tackle. And Coop with Moody bringing him down. But he's brought a huge burst of energy to this Miami offense, trailing 31-14. 5.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Now with Lamar Miller, the freshman who is out for this game, they really feel that Coop's probably a week away from being at 100%, but they need him in this game, and especially right now because he, of all the running backs, can create the most opportunities.
Chase Ford flexes as the tight end. Ja'Cory goes pump fake, near side. Penalty flag. This one could be holding. This is that field judge who did not call one late in the 1st half, but he's got this one. Travis Benjamin again. Joyner commits the foul.
Rhodes still sitting out, forces the true freshman into the game. A little out and up and a little forearm to the face of Benjamin. Easy call for the official. The ball was in the air.
They're saying that Rhodes' injury is a hip flexor, and the ball is being spotted across the 25 as Rhodes continues to work on that bike across the way as he did in the first half. Miami puts up 7 more here. This stadium will start to shake a little bit. There's 5:14 to go in the third quarter. Out west, Stanford has just scored again, 28-21. Stanford over USC. Cooper stays in as the running back. 2 tight ends. Power to that left side. Harris looks back, fires high and incomplete. That was his tight end, Ford, who was covered that time. Joyner downfield.
Joyner, I know he's excited, but he's got to keep his cool. He doesn't want to get a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike. He's in position, does a good job, but after the play, giving the signs to the crowd, he's got to be careful of doing that.
Second down and 10. Dropped by Cooper, slipping out of the backfield. They were going to try him in underneath. Try to get him a little daylight.
He's coming back in. Vince Williams, the linebacker, was waiting for him. Tough catch just because of what he felt and probably heard coming towards him. But, you know, drops have been a big problem for Miami and their group of wide receivers. They had 23 drops in their first 4 games as a group coming into tonight's game.
Miami knows that what's important here is to at least get a field goal out of this. Get it down to 2 touchdowns. Very manageable in the fourth quarter. Dropped. Would have been a first down. They would have had a first and goal. Hankerson can't hang on, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Great job by Mike James. You see the blitz coming from the outside. Michael Harris. The ball was thrown on time, and a rare, well, I shouldn't say a rare drop by Hankerson. He typically doesn't, but as a group of receivers, again, dropped the ball, and Harris had to get rid of that football because of the blitz by Florida State. But Mike James, again, did a good job of picking it up.
This is a big field goal for Miami. We've got an injured player in Hankerson shaking up inside the 10-yard line. So that's why we've got a stoppage. Bosher has missed 1 field goal here tonight. As he gets ready, let's take a look at the end of that last play, Herbie.
Yeah, you know, I wonder if it's kind of delayed reaction because I thought he started to get back up and come off the field.
Let's check it down below with Heather.
Well, Kirk just mentioned that the Miami players have had 23 dropped passes in 4 games. Randy Shannon knows it's a huge issue. In fact, so much so that he oversimplified the game to me yesterday. He basically said, quote, if we catch the ball, we win the game. Certainly an area of concern, especially knowing that one of their top wide receivers is a little dinged up right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as it comes off the field, as the offensive coordinator with the head coach there, and remind everybody that tonight's game, we've got a sellout crowd, 72,742. And it is the first sellout at Sun Life Stadium for Miami since they came here back in September 2004. So here we go now for Bosher from the left hash, the young man from Jupiter. Perfect. What a big field goal that is. 36 yards. 31-17. Knowles still lead it. Never know.
During its first year, the humpback calf and its mother are almost inseparable. She lifts her calf to its first breath of air, then protects it on the long journey to their feeding grounds. One of the most important things you can do is help the next generation. At Pacific Life, we offer financial solutions to accomplish just that. Ask a financial professional about Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
When it comes to energy bills, let's see how low we can go. Let's do some little things that help us save big. Add some insulation here, a little weather stripping there, maybe an Energy Star rated appliance or two. Let's save money on the things that keep saving money. That way we can turn a little energy into a lot of savings. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. We're lowering the cost of staying at room temperature with Owens Corning insulation, just $10.44 per roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 57th President of the United States.
The nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. The new BlackBerry Torch with a slide-out keyboard for $199.99. Only from AT&T.
Pizza Hut's new Big Italy pizza is big enough to satisfy even their appetites. If only Pizza Hut could do something about their free throw percentage. Hey, what? It's bad.
Pizza Hut's new Big Italy pizza is only $12. Almost 2 feet of pizza with up to 3 toppings. Only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut.
They can hear you, smell you, and see you.
See the kill on Blu-ray high def. The Pepsi Max 400 at California, tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ESPN.
ABC Monday. This castle goes beyond.
Where are we?
Even his imagination.
200-year-old bullet can only mean one thing. Time-traveling killer.
ABC's Castle. All new Monday, 10/9 Central after America's most watched show, Dancing with the Stars on ABC.
We welcome you back to Sun Life Stadium. And, of course, Miami drove from their own 2-yard line, remember, following that interception down to the 18. Then kicked the 36-yard field goal, 31-17. And so it is much more manageable now. 2 touchdowns down. Bosher with the ball on the tee. Ja'Cory Harris battling that groin injury.
Showing a lot of courage tonight, Brent.
Absolutely. Reed shifts over to the return left side. And he's going to get a crack at it. Picks this one up at the 6-yard line. Looking for an alley. Got one on the far side. Big time return across midfield. One of the best return men in the country. Well, our big picture is brought to you by Sony, and the biggest picture of the day took place in Columbia, South Carolina. The old ball coach, Steve Spurrier, with the biggest win since he became head coach at South Carolina. Ohio State figures to jump to #1 as they blow out Indiana. Terrell Pryor has a huge game in Columbus. We'll see him in Madison. And Michigan State stops Michigan today. And Denard Robinson, that express, came to a grinding halt at the hands of the Spartans.
A job by Kirk Cousins today, managing that game. Had a great running game going, and they pull off that big upset.
What a kick return. And here comes Thomas trying to get that left edge. And he is being thrown out of bounds over there. Ojomo, and, you know, they should talk to Denard Robinson about the Velcro. Let's check in down below with Heather.
Well, I actually asked. I mean, there have been so many. I started counting, and I'm up to about 12 shoes that have been lost. I talked to both equipment managers. Both said it's just a matter of the low tops. The runners like to wear the low tops. They come off easy. The linemen are wearing the high tops. Those stay on.
Hey, you got to spat them up.
So simple, huh?
Get that tape out. Plus, it looks good.
Exactly.
Thompson checks in. You can see the 2 backs there. Pryor. Thompson goes out of the backfield. And the quarterback was keeping this one all the way. And he gets upended big time. That's Buchanan.
A good job by Miami, but look at the block here by the fullback at the top of the screen on a big defensive lineman, Ojomo. Boom! He puts him right on his back, and the offensive lineman behind him, Datko, helped, but the Canes sniffed that out. Good job by Raymond Buchanan.
Leaves them in 3rd and 9. And Jermaine Thomas comes back in as the running back here. 3:29 to go in the 3rd. Drop snap, picks it up, gonna take off. won't get the first down as he goes up in the air. That can be dangerous. That's a 4th down coming up. Sean Spence was right there.
Brent, you wonder if Christian Ponder felt the pressure and just took a little bit of a peek as the ball was in the air, maybe caused him to miss on the ball, and he's very fortunate he's able to get up from that. You go airborne, you appreciate the effort from the quarterback, but there's 3 Canes waiting there, all 3 of them linebackers waiting to hit the quarterback.
Now let's see what Sean Powell comes up with a punt. Benjamin is back deep. Benjamin lets it go, and it goes out of bounds. And you can watch the official market here as we remind you that Monday Night Football, the Vikings go to New York to play the Jets. Mark Sanchez. What sophomore jinx? Coverage begins at 7 Eastern with Monday Night Countdown served up by Applebee's. So Ponder over there now. We'll discuss this with the coaches, Herbie, and here comes Miami trying to mount another drive. They'll start inside their 10. Last time it was at the 2.
I think you're right, though, about the vibe in the stadium. Just by getting 3 points and getting it within a couple possessions, you can almost sense that the Miami fans and maybe the players starting to believe a little bit about trying to come back in this game.
Joyner still in and Rhodes still out in that secondary. Here comes the end around Benjamin. Looking for daylight. Got it. Big time run. Out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Greg Reed.
That's a good job. Again, anytime you can go up against this athletic Florida State defense and you're going to be able to go in with any kind of misdirection, whether it's reverse, anything at all, because they are coming downhill so fast. This time Benjamin got to the corner and outran the safety Parks to pick up even more yards.
Corey hands it off to Berry. Nothing doing. Brandon Jenkins, that sophomore from Tallahassee. What a future that young man has.
I really came into this game wondering how good is he? How good is Brandon Jenkins as a sophomore? Is he one of these great Florida State defensive linemen? I think he's showing that he is.
Play action. Harris rolls the pocket and throws it out of bounds. With that groin injury, it just cannot be easy moving the pocket in either direction.
Yeah, it's limited Mark Whipple calling the plays, and obviously it's limited to Corey Harris out there trying to execute. Even when he's not, the play isn't designed to roll out. When he feels pressure, he cannot move around. In the first drive alone, he moved around. He had a scramble. He had some good movement, but from that point on, he's not been able to do that at all, and it has limited the Canes offense.
Needing 10. Incomplete. Canes are forced to punt. Joyner, the defensive back, on Bird.
That was a big stop by Florida State to get the football back to Ponder in the offense like we talked about. Momentum starting to maybe start to favor the Canes, and time getting him to 3rd down, getting the pressure, and then good coverage there by Joyner on the bigger receiver, Bird.
Here is Greg Reed, and remember that kickoff return field position. Bad snap picked up by Bosher. Reed's out of Valdosta, Georgia, driven back and makes the fair catch back by the 20-yard line. Well, there's a whole lot of big stories unfolding in the NFL. And check out the Sunday NFL Countdown with Chris Berman and the gang. How about those Kansas City Chiefs? What did they do, though, during their bye week? We'll find out. Clay Matthews, pigskin pedigree. And I'm sure the gang will look ahead to the Minnesota-New York Jet game on Monday night on ESPN.
What do you think of Moss going back to the Vikings?
I thought it was interesting. I suppose if Coach Belichick thought that there was going to be any disruption and he wasn't happy, that it was time to make a move. That's how I sort of read that, because they're going to miss that big rascal. Because he draw a couple of defenders, help you out a little bit. Here comes Jermaine Thomas for that run. And we got to find out about Florida and LSU, Herbie. Let's go to Robert Flores in New York.
Brent, who says the LSU Tigers can't manage the clock late in the game? 34 seconds, the fake field goal, good for a first down. They reviewed the play. Play stood. Then Jarrett Lee to Terrence Tolliver. Got it. Number 12, LSU with the go-ahead score. 33-29, 6 seconds to go. Brent, Herbie.
Did that ball bounce as he threw it over his shoulder looking?
Here comes the end around now. Razzle Dazzle looking for daylight on the edge with Reed. This is Burt Reed. Armstrong makes the stop. So we've had the two teams that battled it out in Tuscaloosa both come up losers here today. Apparently Florida is going to come up a loser on that play, that fake, and then the touchdown pass down in the end zone. Remember, LSU still has to host Alabama.
They sure do.
And Baton Rouge.
Yes, they do. And boy, it makes the South Carolina win that much more interesting now, Brent, in the SEC East. South Carolina maybe starts to be in the driver's seat with a Florida loss, another loss.
Meanwhile, out west, USC had tied Stanford on a 4th and 2, and now Stanford's gone back ahead, 34-28. This presentation is Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. Returns after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Okay, listen up. You want to know what it takes to have a big Built Ford Tough event? Well, you got to have these bad boys. Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling trucks, 33 years running. They haul more, they tow more, and do more than other trucks. And now, you save more. On F-150, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another $1,000 toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth. Talk about your payload. Hurry to the Built Ford Tough event before these bad boys are gone.
All new ABC Tuesday, 8/7 Central. If you've got superpowers,
You okay, Megan? She can read my mind.
you've got to use them.
I have to tell somebody about this.
I'm finally doing something that I'm proud of. The minute someone finds out it's you, it's over.
But for the Powells, instructions were not included.
Everybody freeze!
ABC's No Ordinary Family. All new Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
BACCALAUREATE, baccalaureate.
Correct.
Since this competition has been continuing for 48 hours and we have yet to eliminate anyone, it is the decision of this board to declare all 20 contestants winners. You have all competed admirably.
Admirably. ADMIRABLY. Admirably.
AT&T is making high-speed internet affordable for only $14.95 a month. No home phone required. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Don Carey?
Same great care for players and fans. Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute.
So, Casey, is a new Safe Touch security system everything I said it was?
Lester, it's even better. I don't even use my keypad anymore. I can do everything from my smartphone or anything that has an internet connection.
I can arm and disarm, view alarm history, receive text messages, change passwords, even watch my house anytime I want.
You know, it really is magic.
No, Casey, it's Safe Touch security.
New systems installed for $0 down in just $29.95 a month. Call Safe Touch today.
Sports Director Dan Hicken, First Coast News.
Edgerrin James, one of the great running backs in Miami history here tonight, watching from the sideline. Kirk Street, Heather Cox, I'm Brent Musburger. We start the fourth quarter. Jermaine Thomas is the running back for this third down run coming up. To fire, incomplete, and it goes to fourth down. James and the Cane fans will enjoy that. Burt Reed, the intended target.
But that was just great coverage by Miami. Florida State on third down, as they've done all night, looking for the underneath routes, the short throws. Miami this time able to cover them, and eventually the rush got there and forced Ponder out of the pocket.
So Travis Benjamin would love to get a crack at this to give the Canes some field position. Beautiful punt. Inside the 20-yard line as we take a look at the Pacific Life game summary here tonight. We're coming up on 11 o'clock, just past it in the Eastern time zone. And Jermaine Thomas, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Florida State averaging better than 6 yards a play. But Miami has come back here in the third quarter, and now we go to the fourth, and they got a chance. And remember 2 years ago, the last time these two teams got together, it was 31-10, and Florida State had the big lead, 11 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they had to hold on. Miami ended up coming back, and Florida State won the game 41-39. But it's interesting, here we are 2 years later in the same stadium, and the Noles run out to the big lead, and now the Canes are trying to catch up to them again. That was a 54-yard punt. Play action, Ja'Cory Harris in a foot race. And he'll take it down, picking up a good 4 yards, and Everett Donkins makes the stop. A reminder to stay tuned now after the game. Your late local news over most of these ABC stations. Over on ESPN, of course, you can turn over to SportsCenter for post-game analysis on this one and today's scores and highlights. Alabama loses for the first time this year. Boise State wins 57-14 over Toledo. So Boise State arguing to be ranked number 3 or even number 2. And this will bring it up now with Marcus White making the stop on Damian Berry. If the Miami Hurricanes are going to make a big comeback here, the offensive line, which started to set the tone somewhat in the third quarter, they've got to continue to fight throughout the fourth quarter to give Ja'Cory Harris, the running game, and these receivers a chance. The right tackle pulled out. That is the freshman from St. Paul. That is Chantrell Henderson.
Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
He's a young man who declared for USC. He was the most ballyhooed offensive lineman in the country. Then when USC went on probation, he and his father decided that they would choose Miami, a school, by the way, that he was interested in to begin with. The coaches down here were telling me yesterday. But Chantrell started last week, started again today, and he's still learning. But look at his size, folks. Wow. Ja'Cory Harris dropped. You know, Hankerson is his leading receiver, but honestly, I thought he should have caught 2 or 3 more passes here today. Well, especially last few drives, he's had some chances to make some big plays. If he could have held on to that, sure, it would have been a great catch, but great receivers make great catches, and you've been able to pick up a first down. He would have been right at the first down marker. Again, Ja'Cory feeling the pressure, puts the ball where his man can make a catch. Great receivers make that catch. Now, Greg Reed, the sophomore from Valdosta, goes back, and there's only 10 men on the field for the Canes. Ray Armstrong coming in there late. 4th and 9. Bottcher will try to get this off. This is very returnable if it takes a nice hop. It did not. But still in all, good field position. So it was down at the 44-yard line. So Miami needs the football back. Florida State will try to keep driving.
Charging bag fees is a crime. We wouldn't do it. We'll take you over to Skylon Gate. Show you the real messed up stuff. Look at these empty gates here. Bag fees scared them all the way. Oh man, must be a really bad bag fee right there. I don't mean to brag, but Southwest Airlines, we're doing it right.
It's positive.
Positive.
We're gonna have a baby.
Now, when I was a little boy, at the age of 5, I had something in my pocket.
The 4-door sports car.
We're gonna have a baby.
Nissan Maxima. Innovation for daddy.
We're gonna have a baby.
Innovation for all.
John Hancock, the future is yours. Visit findtheanswers.com. The new spicy chicken sandwich, now at Chick-fil-A.
31-17 with 13-13 to go. Reminds me that tomorrow is 10-10-10. Chris Berman will have his top 10 plays. Thomas scored 3 first-half touchdowns.
Brent, we were talking at the break about this drive. Now that we're in the fourth quarter, Miami had a chance to get the ball. They weren't able to do anything. Punting the ball to Florida State. They're at midfield, up by 2 touchdowns. Real opportunity for the Noles to try to maybe go for a knockout punch. Meanwhile, Miami's doing everything they can defensively to try to stay in this game.
Christian Ponder, the young man from Texas, under center here for the Noles. Second down and 9. Play action fake. Now he has to run out of troubles in a foot race. Goes for the first down marker. McCarthy bangs him out of bounds, but he's got it. Good looking athlete.
I was just going to say, there's a big difference between an injured Ja'Cory Harris and a healthy quarterback on the other side, and Christian Ponder. Look at the speed and the athletic ability and the instincts to cut back underneath Allen Bailey and then be able to get to the first down marker before big Colin McCarthy, the big middle linebacker, knocks him out of bounds. Good speed, good instincts there for the quarterback, Christian Ponder.
You get a look from Sunday football. First down and 10. Ponder runs Thomas into that hole. We check in again with Robert Flores.
All right, Brent, here's what's happening on SportsCenter right now, presented by Sprint. Tampa Bay Rays extend their season, avoid elimination, beat the Rangers 6-3. Yankees are leading the Twins right now 6-0 in the 8th. Marcus Lattimore, 3 touchdowns for South Carolina as number 19 takes down number 1 Alabama 35-21. Brett.
And Robert here, Florida State opening up a big lead, trying to hang on. They lead the Canes by a couple of touchdowns, 31-17. Second down and 4. Thompson, the running back, trying to muscle for it and not going to get it.
Florida losing to LSU and all the upsets that we've seen. It's a big weekend for a team like Florida State, sitting down at 23 in the rankings to show America that they're a team that deserves to move up in the polls too if they can finish this game off with a win on the road against a talented Miami team.
3rd and 2.
Flyers had some success at the fullback spot in these situations.
He'll lead the way for Thompson, and he does just that. First down.
This offensive line gets you to move, and they clear you out. Miami's got 8 or 9 defenders up close to the line of scrimmage. The right side does a good job of pushing from the right to the left. And Thompson, who'll get in there, similar attributes physically to Jermaine Thomas with the quickness and the toughness, easily picks up that first down.
That Florida State band, they got a look that's quite a way away from the field. First down and 10. And hit in the backfield as Thompson thrown for a loss that time. And that was Regis making that.
Wow. Cheap seats.
Indeed. I wonder if that's payback for something that happened in Tallahassee.
Woo, that is way up there.
Look at those guys.
Keep the tomahawk chop way, way up there by the clouds.
But they're enjoying what's happening down on the field. Their team leads it 31-17. Second down and 12 coming up. Canes need a takeaway. Noles want to keep on pushing. Want to salt this one away. Ponder on that roll to the right. Fires incomplete. Good play by Armstrong.
You almost got your takeaway there, Brent, with Ray Armstrong reading that pretty quickly. And boy, he was physical in his coverage. Right? I think the receiver Easterling wanted a little bit of a call there, wanted some help, because Ray Armstrong was beating him up when he was running for his, trying to get back to the football.
Nothing conservative about Jimbo Fisher. Betcha he wanted this one. 3rd down and 12 now for Ponder. They'll drop him back in the gun. Jimbo makes all his play calls. Here's Thompson. Thompson cuts, battles, got the 1st down. What a tough run. And another shoe.
Brett, I'd love to brag about the offensive line here, but this is just a tremendous effort by Thompson. Determination, trying. He knows exactly where he needs to go. Right there, he gets his hand down, fighting for the extra effort to get the 1st down.
Sophomore from Greenville, Florida. And now Thomas back in the game. They got a little depth at this running back position. Down inside the red zone, and here comes Thomas. He'll be looking for his 4th touchdown tonight. Nothing doing on 1st down. They're bringing that clock down now inside of 9. Remember, Miami needs the ball and 2 scores. Field goal even would be huge here.
You know, when we asked Jimbo Fisher this week about that depth at running back and why isn't one guy separating himself, he made a good point about trying to rotate the bodies to try to stay fresh. You know, Ty Jones, the junior who's not playing tonight, gives him more of a power back, but you can see tonight that Jermaine Thomas and Chris Thompson both doing a good job, and by rotating them both in there, keep the fresh legs in the game through 4 quarters.
You bet. Here's 2nd down and 11. Whistle before. It was a timeout call by Miami.
Prior to the snap, timeout. Miami, their first charge timeout. There's an official's timeout on the field.
8:25 to go when you come back. 31-17 Florida State.
Kowalczyk. Emergency, Kowalczyk. What is your emergency? The intern forgot the donuts for the status meeting. Bingo. It's okay. I'm on a mission. Professional driver, closed course. Bang.
That's right. We put a turbo in a Sport Cross. The all-new Nissan Juke. Innovation for success, innovation for all.
As you rebuild your financial future, there may be times you could use a hand. But with 130 years of experience, the principal has the retirement, investment, and insurance solutions to help lighten your load. We even created a website full of ideas to help you and your financial advisor plan a better way forward. Visit AmericaRebuilds.com or ask your advisor about rebuilding with the principal.
Pizza Hut's new Big Italy pizza is big enough to satisfy even their appetites. If only pizza can do something about their free throw percentage.
Hey.
What? It's bad.
Pizza Hut's new Big Italy pizza is only $12. Almost 2 feet of pizza with up to 3 toppings. Only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut.
Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online, only at southwest.com. Nissan, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy. And Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
We welcome you back. The final 8:25 here with Florida State leading Miami and with the ball right now. Facing a 2nd down and 11. Thompson, the running back. So this will be 3rd and long. Just to keep you updated out west with 4:17 to go at Stanford. Stanford leads USC 34-28. The Cardinal missed an extra point after going ahead. So there'd be a little heat on Mr. Kiffin out there in Southern California if the Trojans lose 2 in a row.
No question about that.
3rd down and 11 here for the Seminoles. Ponder fires end zone, got a man. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Rodney Smith, the sophomore from right here in Miami. What a huge moment for number 84 to come home and catch a touchdown that may have put it away for Jimbo.
Big Rodney Smith at 6'6". They love to go to him with the fade when they get down in the red zone. It looks like they're going to take another look at this. But I thought he made the catch. He high-pointed the football. And I thought he got his hand. Yeah, got one. The left foot is down. He's got possession of the football right there. Great look at it.
3rd and 10. They come up with 18 yards for this young man.
Well, one of the rare times that we've seen a Florida State receiver on the outside getting down the field one-on-one up against Brandon McGee, the sophomore, number 21. Great call by Jimbo Fisher. And how about the throw by Christian Ponder right over the shoulder? The big receiver goes up and makes a great catch.
Rodney went to Archbishop Carroll. Heavily recruited, I mean heavily, by the Canes. Okay. He was a leading receiver down here in South Florida.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Pretty fired up right there.
It was a small school, you know. It wasn't like Northwestern. They didn't have a lot of players. In fact, he played both ways. He was a heck of a safety on that team down there at Archbishop Carroll. So the young man with a great moment. I'm sure he's got a lot of relatives and friends here tonight. And a put-away touchdown for Smith for Florida State. The extra point is good by Dustin Hopkins. And the young man who has quarterbacked it all the way, Christian Ponder.
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's an insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
This is Dr. Love!
And this is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It's got a little kiss of cherry flavor.
You want cherry? How about a little kiss?
You can't beat a little kiss of cherry. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Can a smartphone be its own guardian angel? Can it keep an eye out for itself? Literally show and tell you where it is when you don't even know yourself. Droid can with Lookout Mobile Security. One of thousands of free apps for the Droid X and Droid 2 by Motorola. Available on the ever-expanding Android market. When there's no limit to what Droid gets, there's no limit to what Droid does.
There's a place where everything is served up fresh. Come on into Outback Steakhouse and try our juicy signature sirloin, or try it with our grilled shrimp on the barbie or golden cocoa shrimp. There's also a honey Dijon chicken and sweet potato fries, starting at just $9.95. It's always fresh in the Outback.
Are you ready? I'm ready.
John, your car is here.
Go get him, Tiger.
When you're hitting the road for business,
Good luck.
Enterprise will pick you up and get you on the road to success. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
ABC's Detroit 187. All new Tuesday at 10, 9 Central on ABC.
Herbie Herbie, what do you make of the Florida State schedule the rest of the way?
I tell you what, after seeing them in person tonight, you start to go down. They're very manageable is the word that you used, and I agree. At NC State at Raleigh, be interesting against Russell Wilson. The big thing is they get North Carolina, who's starting to improve now that they got some players back. Clemson, who's athletic, and Florida all at home. Nole's got a shot. Look out. I like this team.
Yeah, they played very well here tonight.
No question. Got a veteran quarterback who's savvy, big, strong offensive line. Backs, they seem to be playing with a chip on their shoulder with everybody doubting them because of everything that's happened to their program the last 4 or 5 years. This is a team to look out for. Keep an eye on.
Out of the end zone. It'll come out on the 20-yard line. Meanwhile, out west, 2:22 to go, and Stanford still leading USC. But the Trojans are trying to mount a drive. And here, of course, it's 38-17. Florida State about to put one in the win column with quarterback Christian Ponder looking at a few of the battle scars over there on the far side.
Got that mouthpiece look going on that left ear. Looking smooth. Told us this week he grew up in Texas, but he was always a Florida State fan. His family, of course, going to school there.
Here's Jacory on a little play action and stands still and completes it in the middle. And was he across the line again?
I think he was. Yep.
That's how he ended the first half, and I thought he was very close to being across the scrimmage line. Was he?
I think he was across the line by a yard or two. Maybe more. And the awareness of Jacory Harris, I don't. You wonder how much the injury has affected him, because usually he's got a pretty good feel for things when it comes to down and distance and the play clock and things that there's always an internal clock as a quarterback you got to be aware of and in control of. It's the second time, like you said, into the first half, and now here late.
I'm so surprised that Alonzo Highsmith or Spencer Whipple doesn't clean this one up right now.
Yeah.
So here we go. Final 7:24. And that's complete. Bird shakes and bakes, and he is lit up by Branham. And there's a penalty marker down as Bird goes down on that hit.
Got to be head-to-head, right? It's one thing.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of personal fouls called this year.
Unnecessary roughness by a high hit. Defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
The terminology in the rule book doesn't really say helmet to helmet, but they call any kind of a violation when you're up high. They want to protect the player. Herbie, we've seen it several times.
Even a bigger emphasis this year to protect the player, all the concerns and the research being done with concussions up at the NFL, filtering down to college and even high school football. You may not like it as a fan, but you have to agree with it when you look at the big picture.
No question. Jacory will drop in underneath. And the gang tackle picks up the first down. Dawkins was in on top of it. Well, there is the new club in the one end zone. And that is a little bit of a nightclub, complete with the couches. And, they've got a disc jockey up there for later. The Miami Dolphins, of course, have used it following a couple of their games. And this is the first night that they've used it for a college football game. And right straight ahead is Berry. Picks up another first down. And, of course, we want to remind you again that the Pepsi Max 400 California Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN HD. Jimmy Johnson has taken over the chase lead, and we'll see if anybody can haul him down. And Moody shaken up again on the play. Out west, Stanford still clinging to that 6-point lead over USC.
Can I ask you another quick question on the NASCAR front, because again, this is usually when I start to try to pay attention. When a guy like Jimmy Johnson starts to really heat up and start to become dominant all these years, is it him? I mean, if any other driver were in his car with his crew, would they do the same thing?
No, it's him.
It is him.
It is him.
But it's not the crew?
You know who else drives on that team is Jeff Gordon, all right?
Okay.
Jimmy is one of those guys, he's just at the peak of his career. Timing is absolutely brilliant when he's out on the racetrack.
Okay.
Very nice, kind of low-key young man, you know? Doesn't make a lot of waves.
What separates one driver from the next?
I just think it's the timing mechanism when they decide to go, when they decide to drop down. And the other thing I don't want to overlook is that the crew chief, and he has a great crew chief.
It's like an offensive coordinator?
Absolutely.
That big a deal?
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
All right.
When he said, Jimmy, go, you know, time to turn it loose.
Okay.
It has been one of the most remarkable stretches in NASCAR history. Like, going way back to some of the great drivers.
Right.
No, there's no question.
I just always wondered, you always see him up near the top, and I just wondered if it's just he's in the best car, or he's just the best driver, he's got the best team.
I think he's the best driver, best American driver right now. If you were to take them maybe in, you know, train, I don't want to say Formula One because that's a little bit of a different skill for the fellas. But Jimmy is somebody who can make that transition. He's a heck of a guy. Ja'Cory Harris chucking it to the end zone. Too many receivers in one spot. I think he would have had it, Herbie. And Greg Reed was back there defensively.
Yeah, that was a great effort. Miscommunication on the routes with the two receivers there. But I tell you, Greg Reed has been known for the last couple of years, true freshman last year, really known as a return man, but keeps getting better as a corner. And they have really four solid corners with Michael Harris, Greg Reed, Lamarcus Joyner, and Xavier Rhodes. Four great corners on this defense.
And here comes Harris chucking it back down toward Benjamin. Goes up for another battle and can't pull it down. Incomplete. Joyner is there. Meanwhile, out west, USC has just scored with 1:12 to go. Now USC will get ready for the extra point, which would put them ahead. Andrew Luck and Stanford will have about 1:12 to go when they get the ball back. That has been some ball game out there at Stanford tonight.
Back and forth. Big win if USC can come back and win that against a Cardinal, especially on the road.
Here's your fourth down. Ja'Cory picked off. The defensive back, Joyner, was standing there, and he had a gimme.
But I'm going to tell you something. Whoever's getting ready to play Florida State, Mark Stoops has four corners that can cover. Joyner comes in tonight as a true freshman, been inserted because of Xavier Rhodes, who's dinged up, can't quite play. Ja'Cory throws the interception, the athletic ability. Again, Joyner very talented. Greg Reed, Michael Harris has been all over the field. When you have four corners that can play at this level on a defense, you can play zone, you can play man, you can do a lot of things. I tell you, the Noles are going to be tough to beat for a lot of people throughout this year.
Meanwhile, USC did kick the extra point. They're ahead 35-34 out there. The final minute coming up. Chris Thompson checks in, and now the Noles here in South Florida will go to work on the clock. Herbie has had a wonderful day as a handicapper.
Just the one.
Well, you know, he's entitled. Picking South Carolina over Alabama, folks, that's worth 3-4 of those.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the biggest surprise there is the Michigan game. Michigan, I thought, would be in a shootout with Michigan State. And, boy, Kirk Cousins outduels Denard Robinson. Denard Robinson throws 3 picks. And all of a sudden, Michigan State, on a weekend where you're looking to try to win a big game and move up in the polls, the Sparty's going to move way up in this week's poll.
Yeah, they really will. They swing Thompson out wide now to the right. Keeps on coming. Breaks free to daylight. And there's a penalty flag, so hang on. Back by the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense, number 60. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
You know, Herbie, we talk about we were out west last year. I want to give credit to some guys who never, ever get any credit. That's our truck drivers. I don't know if everybody realizes, but all this equipment has to move from one end of the country to the other. And that office trailer we have out there, that C-unit driver, Sean Harmon, single driver with coast to coast, did not have relief. Now, the other of our trucks had double team with 4 drivers. David Klepar, Kevin Sharkey, Dave Kissinger, Kevin Biggers. Folks, you never hear their names. And right now, as soon as we get done, this equipment will get broken down by our crew. They'll load it up. And this crew will get to Madison and State Street just as fast as they can.
Well said. They're kind of our offensive line. You know?
Yeah. Wow. They drove 3,251 miles.
Unreal.
Wow. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate those things. Here it comes again. Is this instant replay? Can anybody catch him? Touchdown, Florida State. 90 yards. I thought I was looking at instant replay. I thought you were going to diagram it here for me.
That's when a defense quits. When a defense shuts it down, this is what happens. And when Lonnie Pryor's leading the way with a big block, this is what happens. But the Canes defense has shut down operations. And Chris Thompson says, thank you very much. We'll go back-to-back, same play call. And I'll take this one all the way to the house. It helps the stats there, Chris.
Hopkins adds the extra point. It is punter Powell, his holder. The Seminoles, easy.
I'm a satellite dish. The only reason you got me was for football. But for today's game, I'm a little fuzzy. So you tried to fix me. But you just made me loose. Newsflash. If you have cut rate insurance, you might not be covered for this. So get Allstate and protect your house and car from mayhem like me.
Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate.
How are those flat rate boxes working out?
Fabulous. They gave me this great idea.
Yeah?
We mail documents all over the country. So what if there were priority mail flat rate
Envelopes?
Yes! You could ship to any state.
For a low flat rate?
Yes, a really low flat rate.
Like $4.90?
Yes! It could look like a flat rate box.
Only flatter. Like this?
You, me, genius!
Genius.
Priority mail flat rate envelopes, just $4.90, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
I know exactly what I'm getting. No menu needed.
Have you heard about our never-ending pasta bowl?
Wait a minute.
The never-ending pasta bowl with new sauces like our creamy Parmesan Portobello. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want for just $8.95 at Olive Garden.
This is the highest resolution phone screen ever. So every freckle, every wrinkle, every letter, every word, every tweet, tune, battle, and memory looks more beautiful than ever before. The amazing Retina display, only on the iPhone 4.
So we are back at Sun Life Stadium, and I remind you to stay tuned for the Ford wrap-up coming up right after this game. Man, you're going to want to hear about the end of the Stanford-USC game, because on the final minute, Andrew Luck is driving the Cardinal. And it was a week ago that it happened with Washington kicking a field goal late.
I tell you, you're making me want to see that Stanford-USC game. You'd think you'd be watching that game. You're dialed in there.
We got about 15 seconds left, Irby.
Luck under center.
Here's the kickoff, and they are down. Stanford's down to the 11-yard line. They got the transfer from Notre Dame, Whitaker, to kick the field goal. And meanwhile, Storm Johnson, a freshman, has come in to return that for Miami. Dustin Hopkins makes the stop.
Look at the block there by Pryor. Again, he's been doing it all night, and I think at this point Thompson's gassed, but the whole field, everybody on the field doesn't want to run 80 or 90 yards down the field, but Thompson now 158 yards on the game. 24 Pryor, boom, picks up a big block on Ray Armstrong to spring Thompson loose.
You know, it is like watching the old Denver Bronco teams with the way they block.
That zone blocking, the athletic ability of the offensive line. They get up to the second level to the linebackers, and they've got backs with great vision.
And you can see that the young man, Spencer Whipple, who transferred to Miami from Massachusetts, is the son of the offensive coordinator, left-handed quarterback, I believe, has come out now to clean it up. There he is listening to his father. He also is the holder for extra points. Coach told us he's not going to be a starter down here, but situations like this, he can clean it up for us.
Pretty special.
Yeah, it is. He's enjoyed it. Mark really is having his son around.
Have a chance to coach your son at the collegiate level as an offensive coordinator.
So here is Spencer firing complete for a first down and stopping the clock. Chase Ford.
Corey Harris, another rough night. We'll have to see how he is physically after the game. But when you look at this game, you go back to the last game against Clemson. Corey Harris now 32 for his last 80. Tough couple games.
Meanwhile, Stanford with 4 seconds to go has the field goal unit on the field. Now USC has one timeout left. What do you think? Is Kiffin going to try to freeze him? There's a penalty flag.
Meanwhile, flag here.
At 3:06. Herbie, keep an eye on this game.
Discovered.
Number 72. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And it's up.
And it looks pretty good. Whitaker has kicked a field goal, and Stanford has just beaten USC 37-35.
So we hear.
At least we think.
Yeah, we think. Yeah, that is. What a great game.
It was wonderful. Andrew Luck.
Yeah, that's right. NFL, here he comes.
You bet. First down and 15. Whipple hands it off. So some of these youngsters enjoy the little mop-up duty as we check into the ACC standings. And over in the Coastal, well, Miami, even though they're 1-1, they're still alive.
Yeah, they are. But how about Virginia Tech? A forgotten team now moves to 2-0 in conference play and in the driver's seat along with Georgia Tech in the Coastal Division.
And then Clemson goes on that schedule. They look down to Florida State.
After watching Florida State tonight, if they can maintain this energy and this focus, still a long way to go. But if they can, it's hard to imagine anybody in the Atlantic Division taking Florida State out of their chance to get to an ACC championship game. This team looks like the real deal to me.
Big time performance here tonight. Deflected, incomplete. Third down, now to fourth.
Can't say enough about this defense and Jimbo getting.
It's a happy birthday Gatorade. What a way to celebrate your 45th, huh, Herbie?
That's great. And if you're a Florida State fan, there's not a better shot than that right there to see Jimbo Fisher, number one, smiling, and number two, getting a little bit of the ice tub there from his players. This program's been through a lot.
Good-looking performance here tonight by the Noles, no question. Greg Reed is still in the game as the punt returner, and Bosher. If I'm Reed, I got that fair catch. There it is. And about the 18th. It's a 132, and the Noles will run it out here. And a reminder to catch an all-new episode of ABC's new drama, Detroit 187, Tuesday, 10/9 Central. to solve a hip-hop star's murder. The Detroit detectives will have to go behind the music. ABC's Detroit, 187 on ABC, Tuesday at 10, 9 Central. Jimbo Fisher, in his first Miami game as a head coach, comes away with a win for the team from Tallahassee. And E.J. Manuel will now clean it up here for Florida State, Herbie.
This Florida State team's an interesting combination with the veteran quarterback and Ponder, the backs, the offensive line, enough skill out on wide receiver. But I think the difference with this year, this Florida State defense is back. The Florida State defense is playing with confidence. Defensive line is playing well. Mark Stoops has done a good job of getting the zone principles implemented into this defense, and the players have understood exactly what he's trying to coach. This defense right now is dialed in, playing well.
Did you see that little extra hug he gave a freshman by the name of Luck? Yeah. Big-time linebacking recruit. We're going to be seeing. He's one of Mark's stars down the road. Second down and 10. So a big win for Florida State. Jermaine Thomas was the offensive star. He scored 3 first-half touchdowns. That gives him 7 for the season. And Jermaine Thomas here today rushed for 78 yards. Of course, Thompson outrushed him because he had 90 yards in that 1 touchdown run.
Illegal formation foul, 5 players in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Wind it on down. E.J. Manuel won the bowl game because the regular starter who we had here tonight, Christian Ponder, was hurt, and so E.J. was the winning quarterback against West Virginia. So there we have it. Jimbo Fisher and Randy Shannon with Florida State coming away with a 45-17 win. Christian Ponder, the winning quarterback. So there's Heather with the birthday boy. Let's go to Heather.
Brett, thanks so much. Coach, happiest birthday wishes to you. Safe to say, as you get
kiss my boy.
No worries, you got to kiss your boy, especially on your birthday. Did you get the present you were hoping for?
This team played its heart out. They played with toughness. They played with effort, discipline. They played Florida State football, and I can't be prouder of them. I thank them so much for the present they just gave me.
At halftime, you told me that you know in this rivalry it is never over yet. This is the most lopsided win we've seen in this series in a long time. How did you separate yourself?
Well, what we wanted to do, we wanted to come back out, and we knew Miami would make a run in that half. There's too much talent and too much pride in their team, and this game always goes like that. And we wanted to stay aggressive on offense and defense and keep trying to score points, and that's the mentality we kept.
Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll celebrate, and we'll bring your quarterback in as well. Certainly helped you a lot. Christian Ponder, congratulations. Christian, when we talked earlier in the week, you said that you thought experience would play a huge factor. How did experience, this being your 3rd rivalry game, help you tonight?
You know, I knew not to ride the momentum. I knew there was going to be up and downs in this game, and go out and throw an interception. I could have gone down the take, and I knew there was going to be a 4-quarter ball game. We came out on top. We played really well.
Ultimately, what do you think the difference was?
I think it was just our attitude coming out. We had a great week of preparation, and we were ready to beat the Canes. So.
Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Brent?
Heather, thank you very much. And so Florida State rolls along. And you have to be very impressed the way this team regrouped after the loss to Oklahoma. Once again, 45-17, Noles win it. Next Saturday, let's remind you, Herbie and I will be in Madison. Wisconsin will host Ohio State on ESPN College Football Prime Time at 7 Eastern. Thanks for watching ESPN on ABC. Now we're going to take you to Times Square for the Ford wrap-up. And here we join Robert Flores. Take it away, Robert.
Thanks. Welcome to the Ford Wrap-Up. What a wild day in the SEC. We start with the #1 team in the nation, the defending national champions, Alabama, going on the road to take on number 19 South Carolina. Steve Spurrier got a wonderful performance from his quarterback, Stephen Garcia. Here he finds Alshon Jeffrey. Jeffrey, 7 catches, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This one puts him deep in Bama territory. Marcus Lattimore, the freshman, 3 touchdowns. South Carolina's first win all time against a #1 ranked team, 35-21. And what a finish between LSU and Florida. After converting on a fake field goal attempt, Jarrett Lee finds Terrence Tolliver with 6 seconds to go. LSU nips Florida 33-29 at the Swamp. Number 3, Oregon, on the ROAD to take on Washington State. Oregon's down in this game until Darren Thomas finds a wide-open LaMichael James. He's pressing the X button for a little turbo boost. 81-yard score. He had 25 carries, 142 yards, 2 scores. Oregon rolls 43-23. Number 2, Ohio State. They figure to be the #1 team now that Alabama has lost. Second quarter, Terrell Pryor, 60-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Sane. Buckeyes win over Indiana 38-10. Pryor, 334 yards, a career high through the air. Michigan State and Michigan, both undefeated going into today's game at the Big House. Mark D'Antonio, coached from the press box. Fourth quarter, Denard Robinson picked off by Chris Rucker. The Spartans roll 34-17. We'll see you next week.
We speak value. With Fusion projected to hold its resale value better than Camry, and with better quality than Accord. As a matter of fact, we speak value so well, Ford Fusion is now the 2010 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The Fusion from Ford.
Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on a new Ford Fusion. See your Ford dealer today and drive one.
Hey, you know it's a price on your head around here, right? $50K, easy money.
All new ABC Tuesday at 10, 9 Central.
Kid's 22 years old. What's he doing with an $80,000 ride?
It's about doing what's right.
I can use a man on the inside.
Never was and I never will be on the take.
When everything's going wrong.
Shots fired!
You know, we're about to tell a woman her husband's been murdered.
Great Cops.
Man, I work for you now.
Made in Detroit. ABC's Detroit 187. All new Tuesday at 10, 9 Central on ABC.
Jimmy's Run may be a familiar story, but this ain't no fairy tale. The standings are tighter than ever, and these guys play to win.
The Pepsi Max 400 at California, tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ESPN.
Monday, All-Pro Randy Moss returns to the Vikings to team up with Brett Favre in an explosive Monday night matchup against Mark Sanchez and the first-place Jets. ESPN Monday Night Football, Vikings-Jets at 8:30.
After decades working with liberals in the media, Deborah Giannoulis campaigned for a property tax increase in Duval County. She didn't even live there, but Giannoulis took it one step further. In a letter to the Times-Union, she wrote that a tax cut passed by voters was stealing money from government. Giannoulis believes a tax cut is stealing. With all due respect, Ms. Giannoulis, this money doesn't belong to government. It belongs to us. Deborah Giannoulis, just too liberal.
You've heard a lot about Rick Scott, but I'm going to tell you a few things you don't know. Rick was raised in public housing. After high school, he joined the Navy. Rick saved some money, bought a little donut shop, and gave his mom a job. How do I know? I'm Rick's mom. We didn't have much, but we gave him everything we could. Good values, integrity, and appreciation for hard work. He's a good boy. He'll get Florida back to work.
We all know what he's doing. Charlie Crist was losing, so he switched sides. Just to win votes, he flip-flopped on everything from the stimulus to Obamacare. And when that failed, he started falsely attacking. Don't fall for it. Typical politicians who will say or do anything won't retire the national debt, protect Social Security, or help create a single new job. I'm Marco Rubio, and I approve this message because Washington already has enough politicians who care more about their own future than they do about yours.
Donna Deegan, First Coast News. meteorologist Steve Smith. First Coast News. You're watching WJXX Channel 25, a First Coast News station.
While one business is closing,
we've grown to love this neighborhood
and starting a new chapter of life in the neighborhood they love, another local business is just starting out. How they're making a name for themselves all over the River City. And a motorcycle crash on the west side shakes up one First Coast community.
I was in shock, like knowing that someone could die like that.
Tonight, what witnesses are saying caused the crash that you can put an end to.
From the Information Center of First Coast News, this is First Coast News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Deanna Finet. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, one man is dead following a motorcycle crash on the west side, and some witnesses believe texting may have caused it. It happened on Blanding Boulevard near Adventure Landing late this afternoon. The Florida Highway Patrol says 30-year-old Sean Nolan was riding his motorcycle in the northbound lanes when a 28-year-old woman pulled out onto Blanding in front of the bike. Nolan flew off his bike on impact. He was pronounced dead at the scene. FHP says Nolan was not wearing a helmet. The driver of the car was Summer Stevens. A witness says she was riding in the car behind the motorcycle and saw the entire thing take place.
When they hit him, he just bodied air, like straight caught air, and he hit the ground. I was in shock, like knowing that someone could die like that. It was hard. I mean, I'm 15. I've seen deaths before, but that one was hard. It was really hard. It really was.
It is still unknown if speed, alcohol, or drugs played a part in the crash. Charges are pending. And although it is not confirmed by police, witnesses say they heard Stevens was texting on her phone when she hit the motorcyclist. Now, while we don't know if Stephen was actually using her phone at the time of the crash, it's a good time to remind you and others of the dangers of using your cell phone while driving. 30 states and the District of Columbia now ban texting and driving. However, some say catching someone in the act may make it too hard to enforce, or perhaps drivers are getting good at hiding it.
They may, in fact, be surreptitiously texting, which means they're putting the device lower in the cabin, which makes it even more difficult to see.
There is also a fear among some that all the talk about cell phone use may take attention away from other kinds of deadly distractions, like eating or turning around to talk to your kids. Experts say the safest thing you can do is keep both hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your focus on driving. And don't forget, you can sign up for the Great First Coast Hang Up. It's a promise to hang up your cell phone while driving. Head to firstcoastnews.com, print out a pledge sheet and sign it, and you will find it under the Features tab. We're also following a developing story in Springfield tonight. The Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department are investigating a fire at an abandoned house on Iona Street. They say the fire was put out in about 15 minutes. JFRD says no one was inside the home at the time. Only one minor injury was reported. They say a firefighter was treated for a burned hand. Another spectacular day on the First Coast, and it looks like there are many more to come. Meteorologist Mike Prengley is here with our first forecast. Tomorrow, of course, is 10-10-10, October 10th of 2010, and apparently there are a lot of weddings taking place tomorrow.
There are, so I couldn't pick a better day. It looks like just wall-to-wall sunshine. If you're getting married tomorrow, good luck. And it looks like weather-wise and otherwise, we're talking about some great weather, and you won't have to worry about anything raining on your parade or weddings. Let's take a look at the temperatures tonight. Here's our big story. We've got quickly falling temperatures, 65 degrees in Jacksonville, 59 towards Cecil Field. And as we head through tonight, we're watching temperatures fall to 56 with some late-night fog. How thick will it be? I'll have that answer, and we'll take a look at some drought concerns coming right up.
A local business is finding success in a troubled economy, and it's not the type of business you would expect to start up and do so well these days. First Coast News' Aaron Hawley joins us now for this story. And Aaron, this business has found a secret to making it work.
Well,
Actually, they say there's not really a secret to it. They say that it's a miracle they're doing so well, but their customers and fans say what's keeping them loyal is just good beer. Cars lining this side street in Riverside isn't something you'd expect to see on Saturday night. Surrounded by warehouses and businesses lies one of Jacksonville's best-kept secrets. Yet whispers have been enough to spread the news of Bold City Brewery, and this crowd is celebrating its 2nd anniversary.
You know, it's worked. It's worked, and I don't know why it's worked. It's worked, and we're just hanging on and just letting it do its thing.
The brewery and tavern, a little hole-in-the-wall type place on Roselle Street, was Brian Miller's brainchild. After brewing from home, he decided to make a family business out of it.
He asked me if I wanted to start a microbrewery. I didn't even drink beer back then.
While her son handles the brewing, Susan Miller handles, well, most everything else.
I don't think we realized the risk we were taking when we took it. A lot of people thought we were crazy.
They started out small, making 7 barrels a day, 6 days a week. Pretty soon, though, they couldn't keep up with demand, and it was all through word of mouth.
Just like the Jaguars and the fans are their 12th man, the people of Jacksonville are our 12th man. They're the ones that have done our marketing. They've actually gotten us into the restaurants. We don't spend any money on marketing, and they do it for us.
She believes their small business success has inspired others to start their own breweries and says there are now several new ones getting up and running. But the Millers don't see it as competition.
It's like a big family. Everybody helps everybody.
With a brand new brewing system they just got 6 weeks ago, they're now cranking out 20 barrels a day, 3 to 5 days a week, just trying to keep up with the customers.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, especially, you know, to see somebody with a smile on their face the first time they taste it, because it's something you worked really hard on.
Now, the Millers told me the Bold City Brews are in about 150 bars and restaurants on the First Coast, and they have a bottling line that they hope to have up and running by the end of the year.
That's great for that business, and they have some unusual names for their beers.
They do. They said they usually have about 7 different kinds on hand, but they have some fun names. Duke's Cold Nose Brown is a favorite, as well as the Killer Whale Cream Ale. So I like the names. They're kind of fun.
They probably have a fun time trying to figure out those names, come up with those names as well.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Erin. Well, after 23 years, a locally owned costume shop is ready to close its doors. Freckles Costumes on Roosevelt Boulevard has been providing costumes for everything from plays to Renaissance fairs to, of course, Halloween. And the store will be closing at the end of the year and are now selling all their costumes instead of renting them. Owner Adrian Anderson is a past president of the National Customers Association, and she says it's not the economy that's pushing them to close. They're just ready to retire.
We've grown from a very small store and offering just a little bit of stuff to having nearly 3,000 costumes.
She says the most popular Halloween costumes have been flappers and gangsters, and recently pirates. December 31st will be Freckles Costumes' last day. Donald Trump is always looking for bigger and better things. What top job he may go after next, and how he'll need your help to get it. And it's one of the most famous ice rinks in the world, why the changing weather is playing a key role for skaters.
Live from the most exciting vacation destination, Universal Orlando Resort, it's Powerball, America's favorite jackpot game. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tracy Wu. Tonight, your jackpot is a guaranteed $20 million. Remember, for just $1 more, you can add our Power Play option. And tonight, your multiplier is 3. Good luck, everybody. Let's play some Powerball. Here we go. 42 is your first white ball number. That's followed up by the number 32. Here's a photo of Mode and Amy from Lansdale. They took home $200,000. Next up is the number 49, followed by the number 6. And finally, your last white ball number tonight is the number 2. Here comes your Powerball, everyone. Every time you match this, you win. And it's 35. Good luck, everybody. Here again are your winning Powerball numbers for this evening. And remember to make Universal Orlando Resort your next vacation destination. Good night.
Well, it's interesting what an audit can reveal, like tens of thousands of dollars in charges for personal business conducted on City of Jacksonville cell phones, and you paid the bill. Phone calls, text messages, ringtones, and games. So how much did these charges cost you? And more importantly, how did the city respond? Watch this exclusive First Coast News investigation Monday at 11 on First Coast News.
If you have questions concerning your legal rights, email me at johnmorgan@forthepeople.com. I'm waiting. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You make me shine brighter than the snake, the rainbow line. More than anyone, you make me shine. Still, you make me shine.
Your favorite ABC shows on the ABC video player. Find it on firstcoastnews.com.
I know Floridians have a lot of questions about Rick Scott. The company he ran was fined $1.7 billion for Medicare fraud against seniors and taxpayers. On the other hand, the Florida bank I led made $1.7 billion in loans to small businesses. Newspapers say I ran my company with honesty and integrity. And as governor, all I want is a stronger economy, a more accountable state government, and to be nobody's governor but yours.
So, Casey, is a new Safe Touch security system everything I said it was?
Lester, it's even better. I don't even use my keypad anymore. I can do everything from my smartphone or anything that has an internet connection. I can arm and disarm, view alarm history, receive text messages, change passwords, even watch my house anytime I want. You know, it really is magic.
No, Casey, it's Safe Touch security.
New systems installed for $0 down in just $29.95 a month. Call Safe Touch today.
A celebration broke out at the Chile mine site after rescuers finished drilling an escape shaft today. The drill was able to push through the last section of a shaft, measuring a total of more than 2,000 feet. The live television coverage showed footage of the drill both on the surface and inside of the mine. It will still take days to bring the 33 trapped miners to the surface. The men have been trapped for 65 days so far and have set a world record for the amount of time spent underground after a mining accident. Billionaire Donald Trump used a trip to Scotland to give his strongest hint yet that he may run for president in 2012. Trump was awarded an honorary degree from a Scottish university during his visit. Trump said his country needed better leadership and he might run against President Barack Obama. It was a wild finish in Gainesville just moments ago. Coming up in sports, we'll show you how the Gators fared against LSU.
Bright, clear skies out there right now, and a bright object in the sky. I'll let you know what that is and our next chance of rain and how much we need it.
It's the Men's Warehouse Columbus Day Sale. Buy any designer suit, get any sport coat free. Plus, get a second suit for only $100. And everything else in the store is buy one, get one 70% off. Now through Monday.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
After decades working with liberals in the media, Deborah Giannoulas campaigned for a property tax increase in Duval County. She didn't even live there, but Giannoulas took it one step further. In a letter to the Times-Union, she wrote that a tax cut passed by voters was stealing money from government. Giannoulas believes a tax cut is stealing. With all due respect, Ms. Giannoulas, this money doesn't belong to government. It belongs to us. Deborah Giannoulas, just too liberal.
Kids don't come with an instruction manual.
I got an A in my last project. My mom helped a little bit.
Thank goodness for momslikeme.com. Sharing advice from help with diapers to coupons, even romance. Momslikeme.com, where First Coast moms meet.
Cloning? No app for that. But there is an app for your First Coast forecast on video weather alerts and your animated Doppler radar. The First Coast weather app for your smartphone. Search FCNWX or scan here to download for free.
Here's who named the Toyota Camry the best mid-sized sedan of 2010. And here's who named the Toyota Camry the best-selling car since 2002. The Toyota Camry. And now you can get America's #1 selling car at an amazing price. Get a new Toyota Camry with 0% APR. That means you save $4,000. Plus, you'll get complimentary maintenance. And you won't have to make any payments until 2011.
It's the Men's Warehouse Columbus Day Sale. Buy any designer suit, get any sport coat free. Plus, get a second suit for only $100. And everything else in the store is buy one, get one 70% off. Now through Monday.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Hello, Florida. It's your Saturday, October 9th, Lotto with Extra and Fantasy 5 games. I'm Michelle Lyles. Tonight's jackpot is $2 million, and the Lotto with Extra multiplier is 5. Your winning Lotto numbers for tonight are 42, 47, 26, 10, 16, and 17. Now let's play Fantasy 5, where you could win hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tonight's Fantasy 5 numbers are 32, 20, 11, 21, and 28. Once again, tonight's Florida Lotto numbers are 42, 47, 26, 10, 16, and 17. The extra multiplier is 5, and your Fantasy 5 numbers are 32, 20, 11, 21, and 28. Good night and good luck.
Tonight, 14 families are getting assistance from the Red Cross after a fire at their apartment complex. The Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department was called to the North Lake Apartments on the north side last night. Today, those families cleaned out what they could from their apartments while JFRD inspected the units for a cause. The families are unable to live in their homes due to heavy smoke and water damage.
You can't sleep in that smoke because you can get real sick. Sometimes people pass from that smoke, so I'm collecting clothes, our power and our water's off. So right now we're staying in the hotel for right now and we're friends.
Residents say they saw billows of smoke coming out of the units on Dunn Avenue, and everyone had to evacuate last night. Some of those residents were allowed back in following the fire. Hooters at the Landing held a bake sale in front of the Landing to help one of their own. Leon Romer has been a cook at the store for 4 years. His stepson, 14-year-old Horace Jones, was killed outside an Arlington teen club last month. Romer is also battling prostate cancer. Donations raised from the bake sale were to be matched by the store to help with funeral and medical expenses.
He's a great person, fun to work with, has a great time when we come to work, great employee.
It is a blessing, you know, not just to, you know, have these people on my side, but to be among them every day. You know, it's the words I can't even describe.
Leon Romer says he is grateful to be surrounded by those who love him, and his work is like a home away from home. One of the two maintenance workers who were injured while working on a water tower in South Florida is from Jacksonville. 22-year-old Melissa Valderrabano of Jacksonville and Carlos Bustamante were working for M Brothers, a company that contracts out of St. Augustine. Hollywood city officials say the workers were sandblasting the inside of the Hollywood water tower yesterday morning when the scaffolding somehow came loose. The men fell about 45 feet to the bottom of the empty water tower basin and were seriously injured. One man reportedly broke his leg but managed to grab his cell phone to call a supervisor. Along with cooler weather and changing leaves, an event in New York serves as another reminder that the holidays are right around the corner. The ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center was open to visitors today. The facility first opened back in 1936 on Christmas Day. It attracts more than 250,000 people each year. The rink can handle about 150 skaters at a time. It's open to the public from October through early April. I didn't realize the ice skating rink was open for that long. I thought it was just during December and January.
I love ice skating. You like ice skating?
I do. My ankles are always very weak. I kind of wobble. Are you good? Can you twirl around and
no, I fall.
You know, all that other stuff? Those pirouettes? Or
I try to go too fast and I end up falling, but that's okay.
That's okay.
And in this forecast, we're not talking about any fast movement on the maps. In fact, the closest storm to home tonight, 1,700 miles. That's right, Tropical Storm Otto. The good news is it has finally weakened and is moving away, so that's the good news. Otherwise, in the tropics, we are watching another area toward the Caribbean, and if there is some good news on this, looking at some long-range maps this evening, yes, it's forming close to land, so if it goes toward Honduras and Guatemala, could actually fall apart in the next few days before it ever forms into a named system. If it's named, we'd name it Paula. And then as also I looked at the shear in the atmosphere. Now, as we go into next week, the shear will be too high for this thing to survive in the Gulf of Mexico, anywhere close to northeast Florida. But maybe Cuba, the Keys, extreme South Florida, we'll have to keep an eye on it. But right now, the chances remain small. But again, it is the tropics, and we know how that goes, and we'll keep you updated as we get closer to home. Here it is. Lots of dry air in place, a dominating area of high pressure. When you see high pressure on the map, This big blue H usually brings blue skies. You have a lot of sinking air, doesn't allow the air to rise. You need rising air for those clouds and condensation to occur. It's just not happening when you see our big blue H on the map and our fair weather friend. One thing that does happen, though, a lot of times with clear skies, we get this radiational cooling and we see some patchy fog. Now, the fog won't be too bad as you wake up. Visibility is still closer to 4 or 5 miles because the ground is so dry, so keep that in mind. And then here we go again. That's right, a lot of weddings tomorrow for 10-10-10. And we'll call it a perfect 10. 72 degrees for Jacksonville, 75 to St. Augustine by 11 a.m., and then quickly into the 80s in the afternoon. And again, hard to find a cloud in the sky once again tomorrow. So you can see as we go through our Sunday, temperatures quickly go up into the low to mid 80s. But there are some drought concerns. Look at this retention pond.